What's up, guys? I'm Ben and this is Kame Trick. Welcome back to another live stream here on the channel where we bridge the gap between sim drifting and real life drifting. We are going to be rocking some Bihoku snow again to keep us in the winter spirit here on the server, and we're going to be hanging out with our buddies in the OTM crew. I'm just noticing that my chat window is a little bit off on the stream, and that's because I've been fooling around trying to show you guys the beauty of triple monitors a little bit more. So let's switch over to our triple monitor view. I'm not showing all three, I'm showing about 2 monitors so I can see out the other side window of the car as well, but this will give you a little bit more to look at. So hopefully that works. Also, I'm testing this out, so I don't know for sure if I'm going to have a lot of dropped or skipped frames as a result of my streaming PC also being my gaming PC. This is all happening on one box right now, so you'll have to let me know if we're dropping tons of frames, and I'll see if I can fix it. If not, we might just be stuck. We will figure it out. See, texted, what is up? Jordan Daniel, hey, welcome. What is up? Welcome back to the stream. Jay Dixon, how's it going? I'm Davey. I'm Matt. Made it to the stream, but I can't use my PC. Oh, sorry about that. Vuvuzela Booyakasha, hey! What the old school. CE texted, bro, just realized you're so good at IRL drifting. You gotta tell me where those drift events are. Yeah, man. We won't start up until probably April of 2020, maybe March, but I'll talk about that on the channel, of course, once we have the schedule published. Damon, what is up? Welcome back. Please do the flip again. I'll try it. I'm going to take a second and see if I can adjust my chat box, because I'm just not liking how tiny the chat box is in here. So I'm going to mess with it. It's probably going to end up like running text over my camera later, which is annoying. But we'll fool with it for a second. What could possibly go wrong, right? Yeah, okay. I've got a lot to learn about how to get this stream looking good, but at least you can see a little bit more of the distance around me. So we're getting ready to go. We're also going to be doing my sort of new thing where occasionally I'm going to have guests from either the sim drifting community or the real life drifting community as well. So we've got one of my real life drift buddies on again tonight. We've got John, who will be driving and streaming audio as I'm streaming video. So John, feel free to hop back in with audio whenever you want to, and we'll go from there.
Good enough? Not too loud?
Nah, you're fine. Hey.
Alright, good deal.
See, you texted, I want to get some ride along. I've never been near a drift car before. Yeah, absolutely. We can definitely get you in a car next season once we get started up. I'm going to cut a few laps and see. You guys will have to let me know whether or not we are dropping all kinds of frames, and then we will go from there. Slow motion. It's going to take me a minute to adjust to the snow. Yup, sent it right off track first try.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
Oh, jeez. It is so bizarre to go back to snow drifting.
I know, like, right when I feel like I'm getting the hang of things, you send me back into this crap.
To be perfectly honest, like, this is 100% what drifting in snow in real life is like when you're good at drifting outside of the snow.
I don't know, rain can get fast in a hurry, like, for whatever reason.
My car grips like a beast in the rain.
Dude, mine, like, after the first 2 corners are slow, and then for whatever reason, man, if you have any bit of a long corner, the shit speeds up fast. It can get scary.
Yeah, you can definitely send it. Alright, I think I'm going to make it this time. And John is in front of us. You can see he's in that black... What is that? JZX90?
Yep.
With the Grassroot Digital username. That is his YouTube channel and where he puts up his media. Oh, so chill and relaxing. Alright, how is that looking? Let's see. Team Mar, what is up? Hope you had a good day. Thank you, dude. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for checking it out. We are just doing some snow drifting. Or trying to.
Did you have a good Christmas?
Oh, yeah. It was a good time. First Christmas with the little one.
It's like 80 degrees here.
Damn, that's gnarly. Also, hi.
Yeah, I was trying to get third. I heard you sneak up. Nope.
Oh, God. This track, I should have put the chat window on the other side because I'm always looking over here and it's opposite of where I stuck chat. I might have to move that. Alright, let's get in there. Up to third we go. We're gonna dive in probably too hard. Unless, of course, you go too far wide.
No, I've solved that problem. My brakes are mounted properly.
Oh, now. That is rad. Oh, killed too much speed on the transition there. That was my fault. Oh, damn it. Did I leave the, No, I didn't. Yeah, I'm streaming the actual. Okay. Frames are pretty low. 20 FPS. Okay. So that's not gonna work. It sounds like we are having issues. Let's see if there's anything I can do about that.
Sorry, guys. Ugh.
Hey, Merry Christmas, folks. Yeah, so the field of view is a lot better, but that seems to be obliterating my computer's ability to render the stream. Sim Invader, what is up, dude? I'm running the just the stock V3 Fanatec pedals. I'd like to actually raise the pedals up higher, but those little Allen bolts are stuck in there pretty good. Oh, it's the bit rate. I'm already using a pretty low bit rate. Alright, let me see if I can adjust that. I don't know if I can adjust that while I'm actually live or not. I'm going to try it. Nope, that's all locked in. I'm only doing 2500 bit rate. Alright, I'm going to go game capture. Rema, I'm using game capture. Alika, what is up? Yes, I'm on the triples. I'm trying to let you guys see more of the triples in the view there. Hey, if anything, I'll just bounce out and start it back up. I'm not sure why it's running so badly. It's probably just that the... Well, no, this is actually legit skipped frames, so that means it's killing my CPU and GPU. Noah, what is up, dude? I'll message you tomorrow about those wheels.
Oh, Jesus.
Use a 10 mil on the acorn nut on the back. Oh, that's a smart idea. I didn't think about that. Thank you, Sim Invader. God, it says we're skipping frames right now. Even just sitting here, not even moving. Okay, well, my screen is saying it. I'll do another lap and we'll see if it is remotely tolerable. Unfortunately, there's, I think, a lot more graphical strain on the system rendering the 3 monitors and encoding the video. So I'll do a lap and we'll see if it's awful or not. If it's not, I'll be really surprised, but maybe it's a I haven't mapped the horn, but I would have honked.
Talking to me?
No.
Oh.
One of the guys I passed just honked. How's that?
Good, man.
Oh no, that's a problem. Alright, was that any better? Yeah, probably still awful. I don't see why switching to my old single monitor setup would fix it, but I could go to it and try it. You have no field of view at that point. Doshi knows what's up. Map the horn to the throttle. Not as bad as before. I didn't change anything. It's probably a total coincidence. Like, either the computer is getting a little warm, which is possible, because it's hot in here right now, unfortunately, or, something else. Sorry. Oh, boy. Oh yeah, I'd love to get 8-Bit Brian out here. Alright, let's see if that doesn't improve things. Oh, I've got some Coca-Cola. Just Coca-Cola right at the moment. Ian, what is up, dude? Hey, me from last stream. Got my content manager working the day after. Thanks for the advice. Right on. Yeah. Yeah, once you get comfortable with it, then let me know, and we'll come out. I'm going to move chat over to here because I can just see a whole lot more, even though I'm not going to look at you guys when I'm actually chatting now. Sorry. Kapil Patel, hey, what is up, dude? Welcome to the stream. I'm struggling with a ton of skipped frames, which breaks my heart, but I'm hoping that things are about to improve. So we're just doing some mild test laps here. Except for that. Nobody saw that. That doesn't count. Julian, you got your shifter and clutch. Very good. Let me know, folks, as I start to pedal around this track, what we're seeing. Let me know if the stream is lagging noticeably, and for those of you who are my regulars, if it's worse than, I guess, my usual content. I don't know if there's anything I can really do about it, but we'll see. Worst case scenario, I'll jump off and turn down the bitrate, I guess. But I haven't made any changes besides just rendering the extra monitors, so I don't know. %, better? Alright. That is a good start. So apparently, that means that we've got to build another computer. So that I've got a streaming PC.
Ain't that a bitch?
Hey, I enjoy streaming to everybody too much, though.
I almost starved to death having to build this one. I couldn't imagine having to build 2.
Well, I do have my old PC from when I was, before I built this one, so maybe I can redeploy it, make my room 1,000 fucking degrees, and put on some SPF 1,000,000,000. God, I'm gonna die. It gets so hot in here already. It's winter and it's like 80 degrees. There's Troopy. What's up, troops? Hey, just dedicated streamer stuff. I'm trying. Since you guys are enjoying watching, I want to bring quality content.
So have you made any progress on your actual car yet?
It's not gonna sound like it, but I actually did, because the garage has been a mess ever since I got back from No Coast.
You what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Ben.
Oh, you're fine. I did, but not in the way that you would think. Like,
You washed it?
just about. I got back from No Coast, and you know I left that event basically in an ambulance, and
Right.
oh, that's not a good sign. Oh, we mostly avoided contact. And yeah, so all my stuff was just thrown into the truck by a couple of my friends, and thank them so much for that. But like, it was a mess and not organized the way it would be if I'd packed it myself. And then when I got home, I just threw it all in the corner of the garage. So like a third of the garage was full of just stuff that needed to be taken care of, and I never did. Next event I went to was so close, I had to go straight to it. The car broke, and that was pretty much where everything was at. So the garage has been so dirty that I haven't even been able to work, but I finally went in and like actually cleaned everything.
Oh, hey. First step, you know.
Yeah, that is the drift life that nobody tells you about, that nobody brags about. It's annoying cleaning shit so that you can do engine rebuilds and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I had to order a master cylinder for mine, and Jeff's supposed to send me my new subframe here in a couple of days.
Are you getting a subframe relocation, or are you
Yep.
talking about... Okay, so the front?
Yeah, and as soon as that gets here, really, I've got overs, and then it's going to paint, and then that's probably the only change.
I hope that I've got mine ready for, like, I'm afraid it's going to be a minute, like June. It depends.
Jesus, Ben.
I mean, either I'm not going to do very much to it. I wanted to do a lot to it, but either I'll just wait and save up for, like, another Japan trip, which I'd kind of rather do, or I'll go balls to the wall in the car, but then it's going to be down for, like, most of the year while I do all the paint and work and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I was going to buy a motor, and I still might, but I don't know. I'm kind of reconsidering that.
What kind of motor?
Just a built K.
Ah, I gotcha.
I mean, I like the turbo 4-cylinder style. I don't know, man.
I would dig it. Whoa. Getting airtime.
Yeah.
So where are you at in all this? Where are you on track?
I am behind a black S13
Okay.
that is probably driven by the devil himself. This dude is awesome.
That's probably Rema. Oh, that's right. You guys can't get names to pop up in VR.
Yeah, you can't see his name.
Takumi Fujiwara.
He's straight up outrunning me, though.
Well, it could be that he's in a car that actually makes better traction or something weird. Pilot Wolf, welcome to the stream. Want a Thrustmaster giveaway? Hell yeah, dude. I got distracted reading chat. You Got 30 people on chat. It's like giving a school class on drift. Thank you, thank you. HK Gaming, I talk about it, it's live. Duke Hazard, what is up? Welcome back to the stream. Oh, alright, so the stream is not terrible now. I don't know why, but apparently showing that extra, like, little bit of monitor just ruined everything, so sorry about that. Thank you for working with me as we work through that. The S13 is probably driven by Talk himself. Yep. Oh god. Too much. Backwards. Today's stream is sponsored by cookies.
By cookies, is that what she said?
Absolutely.
It's funny. So, do you know anything about Drift 101? Have you heard anything about them?
I don't think so.
They've got a Japanese guy that runs that, who you would probably know. I just can't pronounce his name or remember it. But but anyway, they're out of California. They teach like stunt drivers and stuff.
Oh, you know, I might have seen something about that.
Yeah. Well, they're opening a branch in New Orleans.
Is that right?
From what I hear. And
Okay.
Jeff is supposed to be like spearheading that. Like he's doing all their fab work and stuff. Like he opened a shop. Like.
Oh, look to like build the school cars.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would love to do some more instructing.
That's what I told him. I was like, man, if you need any help, I was like, let me know.
I've already done some, but it's just our local crew isn't doing enough frequently enough for me to do the amount of instructing that I'd like to.
We have more people here that want to learn than know how to drive.
Yeah,
like,
that's how it always is. Let's be honest. Like, there's way more beginners
I'm talking like
than there
there's
are, like,
more people that want to
experts.
learn and that would come to every event than we do have to coming to events.
Yeah,
like
that's always how it is, 100%. But especially out in your area, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean our drivers just don't show up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I still need to go up there and slide with you guys.
I would be down to go back to Warren once, maybe, if I could do it for free.
Especially.
I really enjoyed that track. I hate that it became, kind of political with the owner and hard to work with,
Yeah. That's the thing that people don't, like, even a lot of drivers don't appreciate. The importance of keeping venues and the difficulty of keeping venue owners and, like, city governments and stuff happy. It is so easy to lose venues, and if you lose your one venue that most places have, that's it, you're sunk.
Dude, I don't know how Aaron does it. Like Aaron Losey, like with all the idiots that like some of the idiots that show up. Well, I mean, with that many people, there's going to be idiots.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I just don't understand how you can have 100 cars at every event and people still be happy.
It's true.
I remember there was a post on the Facebook page about people like smoking weed at the police academy events. It's like, come on.
Oh yeah, somebody had to ask that. Like, is it okay? It's like, no.
Yeah. Do you know where we're at, man?
Literally the police academy, and you're trying to. I don't think so. Oh, for everybody watching, I'm really excited to announce that I finally figured out where my MP3 file was for my subscriber notifications, so it's not going to blow your ears off, or mine, the next time that somebody subscribes. And if anybody wants to test that, feel free to subscribe, wink wink.
Shameless plug.
The only kind of plug. Okay, Bucket, what is up? Arc 10, hey, welcome back. Got my PC all worked out. Very nice. Clary AB cookies are the best. Yes, they are. I run on cookies and Coca-Cola, I'm not gonna lie. There's Grassroot Digital.
What are you driving?
I am in a little blue, like, Datsun 510 looking car. It's a Strada
Oh,
or
yeah.
a Lada.
Same one you drove last time.
I drove a wagon version last time, and this time I'm in a, just a little coupe. And I'm about to put it into your door, probably.
If I don't run us off the track. Sorry.
I was totally expecting you not to understeer right there, but it happens.
Well, the wheel, like, force feedback got real weird on me for a second.
I'll let you go on by.
If I can. I'm trying, I
promise.
promise.
I know. It'll take a minute. Just, protect your line and we'll... Oh, rude. Actually, whatever. It's fine. What's up, Wendy? I was trying to follow, and somebody decided I was going too slow. Hey! There it is. Bubazella, thank you. And for everybody who's already subscribed, wasn't that so much better? We're not all dying of shock and bleeding eardrums, because, wow, I had that sound way too loud. Yay for being a noob streamer. We'll get through it. I promise, we'll get through it. Meanwhile, I want to catch up to you, so where am I going to go? Can I, like, go in the middle of the track and catch you? No idea if this is going to work. It kind of worked. So you've got Choopy behind you in like a chaser or something.
He's in a Laurel.
Yeah, that's right. It's a Laurel.
I literally read it off his front grill. I kind of looked over. I was like, nah, it's a Laurel.
That's sick. VR is red. All right.
I'm liking it. Other than the neck pains, everything's not half bad.
Oh boy. Oh, sorry.
Oh man, that turned into a mosh pit back there.
A little bit. Sorry about any leg.
No.
Yeah, sorry about any lag. I'm doing the best I can. At this point, I've done more or less all the settings I know how to do, and if it's off, we're just gonna have to roll with it this time. One of the things I intend to do, and I said this a few streams ago, so sorry that I've not actually done it yet, is change my internet provider. I need to pay more money, basically, because apparently, even though I thought I had a good plan, it's just not that good.
How much do you pay a month for internet?
Too much, like probably 60 or 70 or 80 bucks.
Oh shit, I'm paying 100.
Oh, sorry, Noah. Like a fair bit. Alright, I guess let me know when you're coming down the straight.
I'll be there in just a second.
Are you on it right now, or are you heading to it?
I'm coming around the last corner.
Okay, I see you on the radar.
Got him locked up, Maverick.
Somebody's already requested that I do the jump again.
I saw that. It scared the bejesus out of me. Oh crap, there's a car there. Oh.
Let me see if I can fix this.
Can I? No.
You want to just go back to the pits?
Sure.
Alright. We got a fresh start.
Hold on, I'm actually going to make an adjustment to my audio real fast.
Okay.
I'm trying to find, like... Well, I turned the master down, thinking that would turn everything down. But, like, cars in tandem with me are crazy loud.
Oh. Yeah, there's,
Are you still in your... Are you in an S13 now, or...?
No, I'm still in the little blue car.
Oh, I don't see you.
I'm in the pits.
Oh, I'm in the other pits.
You can go to your audio tool and turn down opponents specifically, and that'll turn down the other cars.
Gotcha. Yeah, they spawned us down here at the other track.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Okay. So you're actually going to come up the straight then?
Yeah. I'll let this car go.
I guess let me know when you're on the straight, because I've
Yeah,
got that little
I'm
truck.
on the straight now.
Okay.
I'm right behind a red S13.
Alright, so that's going to be these 2 dots, probably. Oh god, somebody wiped on it.
Ah, same dude as last time! Oh my gosh!
Now that's the real life drifting challenge right there, is when you're trying to slide at a hot lap event, and that happens.
Yeah.
You're like behind people, not getting track time.
I always love jumping behind people that like obviously don't tandem, and they like get real nervous, and I'm like waving at them through the window. I'm like, go, go, go! Like, we got it. Crap.
I tagged you.
Yeah. I was gonna spin before that anyway. But speaking of Top Gun, bro, like, dude, these new trailers have got me stoked.
Oh yes.
Next year is gonna be like the year of the nerd. We got Wonder Woman and Top Gun. Seriously, bro, and I'm about it too. Like, this live action Mulan looks like a Jet Li action movie. Like, I'm stoked.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that today too. Before we went on stream, we were talking about Star Wars.
Dude, that
spoilers,
music hits different
but,
when it's an epic orchestral.
Yeah, that was pretty rad. Oh god. Nope, 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 nope. That's a bad sign. I sent it right into the snow. Alright, are you coming back around the straight again?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Simon. Thank you for checking
on
it out.
The straight. Coming down the straight.
Are you the first on this train?
Right here, yep.
Oh, shoot.
Alright, you said train. Yeah. I didn't know there was a train behind me.
I know. I've got to get you set up with that car radar.
Yeah.
Or the track map, actually. There's a track map that's vanilla to the game. And you can put it wherever on your screen you want. So you can put it kind of like in your eyesight, but not all that close.
Right.
And then it'll like let you know if you're going to pull out in front of somebody without having to look. And that's what I'm using. Like, I can't tell which dot is which, but I can basically, if you tell me you're coming around the straight and I look at the dots, if there's only one, I know it's you and I can jump out. But you've got Oto-san in front of you, and then Noah, who's also on stream with us. What's up? Behind.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, little bumps.
I'm gonna drop one tire. It's gonna. Ah! Whoever that was, it's actually kind of saved me a little bit. That was cool.
Oh, did not save me. I went for a pass when I probably shouldn't have. It's alright. It's always kind of a mess. I'm thinking about changing my name to Takumi. No joke, I had a friend back in when I lived in Kentucky, and he was from Ohio, one of the neighboring states, and he was ex-military. He had served in Japan and drifted an 8.6 over there, and he either brought it back or got an 8.6 when he came back up to Ohio. But he had a Japanese wife, and they had a kid, and he named his kid Takumi and was going to give him the 8.6. I shit you not.
Dude, I'm about that, bro.
I was about to name my baby girl Sylvia, and not tell my wife why.
I supported that full-heartedly too. I was, please.
I was kind of like, I don't know, man. That's just maybe it's too obvious or something. Oh, that would be barrier.
Somebody is all over me. I don't know, if I ever had a daughter, I'd probably name her Shelby. Just
oh, that's kind of a good
principle.
one. That's a good one.
You know, Drew just had his little girl. Did you see that?
I did, yeah. I did. I think I commented
Dude,
on
she
that.
is so adorable, man.
Yeah.
She hiccups like
cute.
all the time.
She was hiccuping in the one video I saw of her.
Yeah.
Nomad Lad is letting me know that the stream is lagging, and I'm letting everybody watching know that I can't do anything about it. Sorry, we're just going to have to fight through it. Alex just ordered a GT Omega wheel stand. Hey, those are nice. Way to go, man. Held Wolf, hopefully next stream I can hop on with you. Absolutely. Maybe Natsuki for the daughter. There you go. Oh, getting beat up.
Yeah, that guy, he told me 5 or 6 times I was going too slow. And he was just like, sorry, I don't have a button to like jump back to the pits for
I'm behind you, it's fine.
Hold on, I'm gonna... Opponent.
Oh yeah. Here, I'll rev some so you can hear.
Yeah, I can't hear a damn thing.
Yeah, I've got mine at like 6, but you can turn it down as much as you need to.
Yeah, I've got it down to like 3.
Okay.
It's just like, if I've got somebody on my door, I can't hear what anybody's saying.
That's like being, it's like being in my car.
Yeah.
Nice, mild-mannered vehicles.
Or having you, like, follow me, like...
My car's louder than your KA?
No, but I can hear you over... I mean, I can... When you get close, I can definitely hear you.
I guess that's true. I've got one of the quietest drift cars.
Not much is louder than a straight pipe KA.
Yeah. Straight piped Beamer motors, that's about it. Oh, God. Alright, so I guess we've got this as dialed as we're going to get it as far as the, Oh. Hey, thank you, Travis.
As far as the, what, lag? As you knock the crap out of me?
Yeah, we've got the lag completely not locked in. No, we just got a super chat from Travis. Thank you. He says, holy shit, lads, it's Friday already. Stream is a little bit laggy for everybody. My internet service provider is being a shit, so it's not my fault, but unfortunately I also can't fix it during the stream. I'm gonna have to call and gripe at them and probably change providers. Feel free to let folks know, you know, politely, but new folks who come into the chat and decide to share that so that I don't have to respond all the time. No, John, I was gonna say, I guess we've got things about as dialed as they're going to get to where we can maybe do the proto sort of tandem talk driver hangout.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, as I...
Oh, crap. Dude, whoever's in this yellow car, I am so sorry. I still suck at the game. Like...
No, that was me that time. I just straight up passed them and like dove into you like Grand Theft Auto style.
This car is slow and I keep ending up in the front and it doesn't make any sense.
You should try out these little Ladas, man. They're fun. They're a lot of fun. Hey. Oh, I spun myself out somehow. That's annoying. Right, so we're doing the start of an idea that I've had, which is to feature not exactly interviews with other drivers and other folks in the real and sim drifting community, but to basically show just driver hangouts and, you know, something a little bit more casual than a real interview per se. So the car that I'm chasing right now, Grassroot Digital, is my buddy John. He's also a YouTuber and has been drifting for a while. Tell the people a little bit about yourself. Who are you and what got you into drifting and stuff?
Oh, you put me on the spot, Ben.
Yeah, man, we're just hanging out though.
Yeah, and I've been driving about 3 years. I think it was 3 years. Just a few days ago, I went to my first event. And I'm from Arkansas. We don't have a venue, so that's actually how I met you, or Ben, I should say. It was because since Arkansas doesn't have a venue, we're just to kind of travel, and we're kind of like drift nomads. And meet a lot of cool people that way, so I don't complain about it. But I do envy you, man. Like being able to jump in your truck and go like an hour to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Ah, man, I couldn't imagine.
It is. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. I could also see how that would like. It would be less, or I should say more casual, because it's like, oh well, I missed this event. I'll just go to the next one, you know. Whereas like if we miss an event, it's like, well, crap, we've got to wait, another month or 2 months to find somewhere that has an event, and take a weekend off to travel there and everything else.
Yeah, it is a very different scene being able to just roll out that morning and get to the event and call it a day. Street drive the car sometimes to the events.
I've always wanted to do that.
It feels so cool.
Like to just like roll up in the car with your tools and tires and stuff.
Oh, so legit. I can't believe how long I've been doing that. Like
one of the things I always really enjoyed with, like when we go eat together, like you come rolling up in the parking lot with like 6 other cars, and the people in the restaurant are like, oh, so that's what's been making all the noise all day, and like, I don't know, that's always been cool to me.
It is, yeah. And plus when you roll up like it's a car show, they're like, what?
Dude, that's what I like so much about Stroud, man. Like I'll sleep, at the venue that night, and then the next morning I'll go get gas and breakfast and stuff. And dude, like the town has just been taken over by drift cars. Like at McDonald's, at the gas station, at the car wash. Like there's drift cars freaking everywhere you look. And I think that is so cool.
Yeah, it's and like it seems like no matter what, you just run into people before, after, and during the event too.
Yeah.
Even on the highway, you'll see people that you're like, oh yeah, I've not seen that guy in like 2 months. What's up?
Yeah, what's up?
I keep wanting to be recording while I'm just like commuting, the times that I'm driving the car on the streets to the events, because I regularly have people like stop and wave that, like, I don't know, but they're just like, check out this car. And it's just good times. Oh, that's a tire hit. That's a tire hit. That wasn't so bad. Oh. Oh. Well, we all died. I can't decide if I'm passing or not. I guess I'm not. Alright.
Yeah. Dude, I was on here with another buddy of mine the other day, and we were doing like those burst passes on the new Mihan map. Mihan. Dude, that's so much fun, bro. If you ever get a chance to do that with somebody that knows what they're doing, that is so good.
I need to try out the 8.6 at some point. They just look cool.
Dude, I'm probably about to do that after this thing changes.
Oh, went a little too far. That's that. Hallowed Wolf is all the way down in Georgia. What is up? I get down to Georgia occasionally. I've got some family. I got an aunt and uncle in Marietta. I keep meaning
I heard
to.
the devil went down to Georgia once.
Hey. Like the devil, if I go down to Georgia again, I'm going to be looking for a drift car to steal.
That's pretty good. I wonder if Georgia even has a scene.
A lot of the OTM, well, some of the OTM guys are, which is the server that we're crashing tonight, are from Georgia. Shout out Professor, among others. And I don't think that they do. I think that, what is it, like, is it Mid Pond? Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that's in Alabama.
I think Mid Pond is one of their closer venues.
Right.
And like, I swear, I think I heard Florida was also a venue that they considered close. And I'm like, bro, that's like the edge of the country. I guess if that's all that you've got.
Florida's got that clutch kickers stuff in like northern Florida. It's supposed to be really fun. I think that's northern Florida. It's supposed to be really cool.
All I've seen is OSW.
There's definitely stuff north. There's
I know clutch kickers. I just don't know where they're at.
Right.
They're far enough away from me that I haven't really like looked them up.
I don't want to lie to you, but I think it's northern Florida.
Okay. Hallowed Wolf says Atlanta has a big car scene, and I'm sure that's true, but as far as the actual like driving scene, that's kind of the question. Is that Rema? I think that's probably Rema behind me. So we lay a few gentlemanly lead runs down. Slam it because we're in third gear. How much speed?
Oh crap! Sorry guys, I'm sorry. I can't save it. I need to put a button on my wheel to like get out of crap like that because I feel so bad.
Yeah, and normally in the vanilla game you have to come to a complete stop before it'll let you access the pits. I was going too slow, my bad. Access the pits. So where did you first see drifting? Like what got you into it, or like as a spectator even? Where were you just like, oh, I've got to do this?
That's a good question. We had a traveling car show come to Little Rock, and they still do. It's called All Team Bash.
Oh
and
yeah,
they
I've heard
had,
of All Team Bash.
Yeah, they're really great. Timo Richmond, super good guy. Really like just straight up pure like car enthusiast. But anyway, they had an event in Little Rock at the. We have a football stadium in Little Rock, and they had it in the parking lot where they have like they have autocross events there too, and they had an event there, and they were gonna have drifting, and I showed up. I just bought a car. I'd bought a Prelude, and getting into like the car scene. And I showed up and had a camera with me and just like fell in love. Like it was like I felt like I'd been watching black and white TV my entire life, you know. And then like you see color for the first time, and I'm like, oh, dude. Like I know that sounds super corny, but bro, like that's the best analogy I can come up with.
No, that's rad.
And I was like, anyway, yeah. And after like 2 years of filming and kind of doing the media thing, damn, sorry, Jesus. That was in. I like the car bumped out of gear. I swear to God.
Oh but, yeah. Sometimes you miss a shift because you like don't clutch at the right time.
Yeah, but yeah, I got tired of watching and bought a car.
Okay. So you'd already been doing media at that point.
Yeah, I'd been doing media about 2 years.
Okay.
2 or 3 years actually. So.
Was this when you were still in school? Because you went to school for that too, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I was still, I think I was a sophomore, just ending my freshman year at UCA.
Okay.
And I bought a car when I was a senior. So yeah, about 3 years. I did, well, two and a half, somewhere in there. I did media.
Nice.
But, yeah. It's cool, man. And I think being like, if there's anybody listening that does media for drift events, I think that's a great place to start because you already have your contacts, and for me, it was really cool because I had been filming like local drifting for so long that everybody's friends with the media guy.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're not, they stop showing up. But when I bought a car, man, like everybody stepped in. It was like, here, do you need a clutch? Do you need a coil? Do you need a this or that? And really helped me get my car on the road.
Nice.
Finally did buy a car, so that was pretty cool.
That is fun. The community's cool like that when you've got somebody who's been an active part of it for so long.
And then finally ends up with a car.
Yeah, like not as a driver. And then they just get stoked. Josh T. County, what's up? Hi, Kame. I'm the guy from the comments in your DTS vid the Thunder thing. Looks fun. It is a hoot. Car track is in the description, John Doe. Well, the track is Bihoku Snow, but links to all of that, as well as the server, is in the description. And yes, I should drift in real life on this YouTube channel. That's actually what this channel was about.
Man, they're calling you out, Ben.
I know. I
I've
know.
been saying it too, man. You actually need to like get in your car and actually drive.
The oh snap. The season is over right now where I'm at. So like between basically November and probably April, we're not going to have any events. We might have a March event. I don't know if I'll go to a March event if we have one. But I've got a car. I've been drifting it for a long time, and it needs a little bit of TLC this winter, so I'm about to pull it apart, actually. We were just talking about that, but it's all good. Great question. If you do want to see some of that after the stream is over, click over to the playlist and look up the IRL Drifting with Kame trick, and there's probably 60-some videos that you can enjoy binge watching. You can actually see, like, I was pretty decent when I started the channel, but you can see both me and the car progress over the past probably 3 years as well, which is kind of cool. Now you're good, man. Yep.
Dead.
We got it, Travis. Hey. Oh, I didn't get you. That's like the most fun thing about real life drift events. Almost crashing is not fun at all, but that like feeling of like, hey, we avoided it is pretty special.
I think I've been in that damn, you made a mistake and I hit you, more than I've been in that, wow, we almost hit each other.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, dude, it's no fun to crash your car.
It is not. I do not like to work on my car or fix my car. I just like to drive my car. That's why I've never really been down with the whole, like, you know, just send it, get some scrapes and stuff. Like, if you get scrapes, sure, but I don't try to get scrapes. It's easy enough to get them without trying.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I ought to have applied the foot brake a lot.
Sorry. This thing acts weird. Like, every lap I make, I'm either, like, where I need to be or I'm overshooting. This snow crab is not...
You ought to just get the same car as me, and then we'll be, like, all matched up.
Well, then you'd know how bad I really am. And,
and this isn't even your final form? What?
Yeah, we can't be having that. So...
Doshi says, plan on doing a late night New Year's bash or something? That is a good question. Oh, dodged everybody.
Ooh, look at you go.
I'm just gonna pass Noah too.
Oh, fuck.
No, I'm not. I was gonna try. Oh, I did. We should just race instead. We should see, like, just pass everyone at every opportunity. Alright, favorite drift drivers?
Talking to me?
Yeah! Who's some of your favorites?
Julian Jacobs, number one. Probably, oh crap. Oh, that dude came in clutch. He jumped, but not in time. Yeah, so Julian Jacobs. I like Chelsea DeNofa a lot because I think he's just a cool dude.
Yeah, Chelsea's.
Man. And Ryan Literal because dude's got balls.
Oh yeah. Ryan's a nice guy too.
I like Nakamura. If I'm like, as far as Japanese drivers go, I think Nakamura is pretty freaking awesome. I like his spirit.
Yeah. I listened to an interview he did with oh shoot, one of the Team Orange guys, not Kumakubo, Suenaga, with Naoto Suenaga, and it was an older one, but he had some pretty cool mindset about things, and like his tuning philosophy, I guess you could say, because people get all like pumped about how great of a driver he is, and he's a good driver, but he is a strategist in his tuning as well. Like,
yeah, no, can you still hear me?
Yeah. I was just passing somebody. I had to concentrate.
My deal is making something really weird. I keep hearing something, but Yeah, I don't know. Somebody was talking the other day, and I don't know much about Japanese culture, but somebody kind of like was talking about how like politically he was like way different than everybody else, and he was kind of like, I don't know, like he's kind of an outcast. And I don't know how true that is. I just thought it was kind of neat that like, you know, in a world where everybody's like opinions are so different here in the U.S., like you can get judged for your point of view real easily. I can really relate to that, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Now he was, because I think a lot of Japanese people and a lot of people that are into drifting used to street drift, or like street drifted when they were starting out.
Right.
And he was no different. The thing that was different about him was that even after he was like a official competitor with sponsors and stuff, he continued to street drift on the down low.
Yeah.
And
That's
at one point he got busted for it and lost all of his sponsorships. He might have lost his one of his titles or something. I'm not sure if he got to keep his stuff, but it was kind of a big deal because, you know, at that point you're a professional. You're supposed to set a good example, and it's funny because all the professionals who are supposed to set a good example used to be rippers, and probably still are. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So it's kind of ironic that all these folks that suddenly have to like look good for the new people so that they don't encourage street drifting got good because they might have been street drifters when there was no other opportunity to practice.
Right.
I mean, I say if you have the chance to practice, by all means, do it on a real track. You'll learn a lot more, a lot faster. No reason not to. But
right. I mean, I don't necessarily condone street drifting, and like these kids that I talk to now that like have just bought a car, and I get, you know, there's a few of them here that have bought cars and wanting to get into it, and they ask me about that kind of stuff, like, when do you guys go out and street slide? And I'm like, man, like, that's just not worth it, bro. Like, you're gonna break your car, you're not gonna learn anything. You know, you hit something, you're really gonna break your car, and it's just not worth it. But on the flip side, like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to find an analogy for, but it like
those event entry fees, man. It's like that's always a set of tires to a new guy.
Yeah, well, it's not even that, man. The analogy that I find, it's almost like there are certain things that adults do that it's okay if adults do them because they're adults. But there's a reason that the kids shouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason that you shouldn't be drinking before you turn 21. You know what I mean? It's because you're too stupid to make good decisions on your own, period, much less with alcohol involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean to sound, I mean, like, I'm not saying that all...
Yeah, not trying to be all judgy, but like...
Yeah, no. But I mean, like...
Life experience is a thing.
Exactly. So, and then the same is in drifting. Like, once you get to a point where you're mature enough that you know that you're not going to harm yourself or the car or anybody else, and it's just a risk of you getting caught and getting a ticket, that's one thing. But, like, if you're just trying to, like, be cool and show out for the gram and you don't know what you're doing, that's when you're giving me a bad name. You know what I mean? Because
preach
you're going to get yourself... You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's a thing.
And again, I'm not condoning it, but like we've all done it. You know what I mean? And like,
oh yeah.
Someplace like where I'm from, I can really relate to it because we don't have an event series. Like
right.
I taught myself how to drive in a neighborhood development. Like, that's a thing. But at the same time, getting caught drifting on a street with no houses on it is different than getting caught in the Walmart parking lot. You know?
Yep.
Two different things.
100%. And like where I learned to drive in Kentucky, it was the same. I mean, now I think that there's East 10 Drift and some cool stuff for people that is relatively nearby, but that stuff wasn't around in 2003 and 2005.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like,
there was nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
So it was just me and back roads that Dad lived on. Oh, sorry, I just messed up Noah's attempt at a backie. I think he would have had it given how hard I hit him and the fact that he still more or less kept it together.
But yeah, have you ever seen the videos of Wang, like from 2 years ago, like out in the streets in Nevada sliding around? Have you ever seen those?
You'll have to link me to him. I'm not sure.
Dude, he shows up to like drag races and stuff in his street car. and like drag races people and like slides around and stuff. It's actually pretty cool. And getting back to that whole deal about Nakamura, I mean, like, I think, you know, man, if that's what's important to him and that's like represents his spirit as a driver, you know, like, dude, go for it. Like, I think that's actually kind of rad. You know, still be kind of a rebel.
Yeah.
But I can also respect the fact that why, you know, there's controversy there.
Right. Yeah, and like Japanese culture too, if you get caught, it's going to be a much bigger deal than if you get caught here. Like, it's not server practice. It's not just that, how should I say this? It's not just that you have to pay a ticket or something like that. It's also that you're like, socially you have, you know, committed a faux pas. People are going to be upset and like disappointed in you, and you make the whole community is going to feel a little bit like you've let us down in a way.
Huh.
Which
that's interesting.
I kind of think is cool, because when people go be idiots and make, you know, cops hate all drift cars because, you know, they see the stereotype, I kind of wish that there were more people that were like, hey man, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, dude, and I'm not like, I mean, man, I get onto, and I say I don't want to sound self-righteous or anything. If we're out like at a meet on a Friday or Saturday night and somebody starts cutting up in the parking lot that we're in, I mean, man, like, that shit's not cool. You know what I mean? Like, let's just all go to, you know, where we're gonna go if you want to do that, you know, and be safe about it, as safe as you can be, I guess.
Do that away from the group.
Yeah, man, like, don't, come on now. Yeah, I don't know, man. It seems to be a growing problem here in Little Rock. We have a real bad problem with these like street takeovers and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Where people will like shut down an intersection, or like get on the interstate and do donuts or whatever.
That's crazy.
That's just dumb. Like, why would you? I don't know.
Yeah. What car did you get in?
I'm still in a S13 or a JZX90. Excuse me.
Now let's change cars.
Okay.
I'm gonna read chat for a little bit too while we do that. CE texted, says, I'm gonna challenge myself to draw your car. That's rad. Yeah, man, that'd be cool. I'd love to see it.
Draw mine too.
Yeah.
I'm playing.
Nayfoon, hey, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Sorry it's lagging so bad. I know it's something that I've got to fix with the ISP. It's not. I don't think it's the system this time. Oh, I'm teaching myself to drive an AC. Right on. Sorry, the stream is lagging. It comes all over the place. Yeah, ISP stuff. Tips for G29 wheel. Doshi has some good tips. She probably just commented on. Well, yeah, that too. But look at I think it's called Wheel Check, and there's some good settings you can put in there, which I'm gonna work on a video for that with him. My dad started teaching me to drive at a young age. That is going to be me. Takumi Fujiwara is in the chat. Heck yeah. Yeah, a lot of online drift tracks do have stability off. Travis says, I only know how to drive fast in open wheel cars, so ready to embarrass myself for the stream clout. Hey man, driving an open wheel is rad too. I've only driven one open wheel car for grip racing. It was a... oh shucks, as I forget what it's called. It was a VW based open wheel. Maybe like a Super V? I forget what it was called. Drum brakes all around, tiny little steering wheel. Your elbows would hit the, you know, side of the cockpit when you would turn, if you turned very much. It was definitely a little cigarette box that you could just ride in. It was fun times. Hey, thank you. Nice to follow. Can we drift the other section of the map? Absolutely. I was going to suggest, actually, that we go to that. And that's me in the red car. So anybody who is wondering if we need to drift in real life, we do. That's actually what this channel was based around. Oh, and this maroon car up here is John, in front of the FC. So that's who I've got on stream with me today. One of our clips with you, where you came out to Stroud, is rolling right now.
Yeah, like one of the 5 times we've actually got to drive together.
I know.
I feel like every time we were at the same event, like...
Dude, lately both of our cars have been breaking.
Oh, yes. I blew up a transmission. That was nuts. I didn't know you could blow just one gear out of a transmission.
Yeah, that is disappointing when that happens. Alright, we're going to come back to it. Nope, we're not going to use this one because it lags real hard. We're going to use this one. I went to the wrong screen. Okay, you've got the 8.6. Yeah, I'll grab the 8.6. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Let me see if one is free. Refresh. Nope. The 8.6 is all used up. So we've got an E30 wagon. We've got the Lotta 2101, Coupe and wagon, a Laurel, Sylvia S13, and a JZX90. What do you guys want to see? That's what we are waiting on. Bashoy, hey, welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm looking over here. I've got chat over here just because this track I'm always going that direction, so I'm not looking at the camera today. Christmas was good. It was restful. My mom came up to visit, which was nice. Family for me lives a good like 10-15 hours away, so it was nice to see everybody. And yeah, we're just hanging out. Let's try this Beamer E30 wagon. No one knows what's up. We're doing it. We're doing the wagon. I try to find the funkiest cars, basically, and drift them. Ooh, this thing looks peppy. It revs quick. Sim Invader is in stream and in chat. Or in game and in chat. Alright, where you at?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, I think it's a red 86.
This thing seems quick. It also seems like it doesn't have as much steering.
Have you driven much since you've got the sim?
No, like every time that I go to drive in real life, the car breaks now. It's like
Right,
it knows I've got a sim.
I was wondering because Fielding Shredder had said something along the lines of like he had tried stuff on the sim that resulted in a crash, IRL.
Oh, really?
But like, yeah, but see, like he's the only person that I've said, heard say that. I feel like it's positive reinforcement for me anyway. Like I don't think it's, I don't think I'm developing any bad habits or anything. But
I mean, I guess the lack of fear.
yeah.
Like, it's true, though, because I send it right up to people, and if I hit them, I don't care. And in real life, I'm not going to do that. But maybe I could get in the habit and, like, forget, hey, there are repercussions. I mean, typically I don't.
You look good at No Coast.
For a minute. We're going to the other track.
Until you died.
I know, right? Until I freaking died.
It was funny because that happened to you, and I had not a similar incident. I had to go to the hospital like 2 weeks later. I remember that being kind of funny.
Yeah, after the cars both break, we both break.
Yeah. Old age, man. Shit's not fun.
No joke. It's real. So we're over here on Bihoku Snow A course. Winowski says, just wanted to stop in and say thanks for the vids. Learning day by day. Yeah, right on. Well, thank you for checking them out. Always appreciate that. What I always say is, if you keep watching, I'll keep making them.
If you build it, they will come.
Dude, that is so true. I can't... It is, though. And it's like, people don't realize it. With YouTube, I mean,
Yeah.
You've been doing content for longer than I have, probably.
No, negative. Absolutely not.
Well,
But
you've been doing
we
media, but maybe it
yeah.
wasn't YouTube content.
I mean, a bunch of random GoPro clips put together.
That's all that it is. There's a little thing called storytelling in between, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's the gist.
I don't know, man. I'm bad about making content because I feel like everything that happens to me isn't like significant enough to post. Like nothing exciting happens. You know what I mean?
Man,
And the
I
exciting
understand. I totally understand what you mean.
and then like the exciting stuff that does happen doesn't get caught on film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the car broke and you fixed it and you're pissed off and you don't turn the camera on because you're just trying to drive, and it's like it's easy to let that kind of stuff happen.
It is. It is. I'm gonna try to cut around early. See if I can.
Are you in that white Beamer?
Yeah.
I'll slow down. Let you get behind me.
But I think that like what you have to keep in mind, what feels normal to you is not normal to like a lot of people.
This is true.
And you gotta figure out like who are you making content for? Because like if you're making content for other drifters, it's hard because honestly they'd probably rather be drifting.
Yeah.
But if you're making content for like drifting enthusiasts and beginners and people that are like not necessarily as hard of a driver like yourself, which is kind of what I do.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, like I use myself as an example when it comes to like what I want to see on YouTube, and there's like 2 drivers that I watch on a regular basis. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, so I get
we know
that
what
for
that's
sure.
like as drivers. I wouldn't expect drivers to be your primary audience. Like if you have some, that's awesome.
Now, I will say that like drivers really do support each other. I think that everybody that has a social media venture, the other drivers definitely like appreciate it.
Yeah,
and are like
true.
about it. You know what I mean?
That's true. Oh, I just want to say I forget who suggested this last stream, but somebody told me I needed to stream with Noriaro, and so I messaged him, and we've talked before because we friended each other back when I lived in Japan, but he seemed to possibly be down, so we talked about it a little bit.
That would be super rad.
Hopefully at some point. The time difference is going to be a pain in the ass, but I do have some buddies of mine that are actually more like media and drift enthusiasts that I'm going to have on stream for this little segment, which ultimately is going to be called Tandem Talk, but I don't really have it branded just yet. Oh god, am I in 4th gear? That was weird. I have no idea what gear I'm in. Not that one. Not that one. Yeah, we'll do 3rd. Didn't exactly work.
That video of him coming over to the States was pretty funny. They were like, "Have you tried Dr. Pepper?" He's like, "No, I haven't." Oh, man.
Straight up parked it. Oh, that was bad.
What the heck, man?
Doshi asked, did I try Dirt Rally yet? So I picked up a new game on Steam sale. I picked up Dirt Rally 2 for like $17, which is awesome, because that's an expensive game. I haven't tried it yet, though. I had family over for the holidays, so I haven't really had that much time. I'm going to crash rally cars so badly, and I do not mind that.
Dude, I don't know how rally drivers do it.
You know who I don't get is the freaking navigators. Like, just straight up put your life in somebody else's hand.
Have you seen that article that's like, one of the drivers got in trouble because he said that his navigator was useless? Oh. And he was like, real talk, man, like, what am I supposed to do with your direction when I'm flat out sideways over a jump at 100 miles an hour? I'm like, that's a fair point.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to. But I don't know how to interpret the directions yet, so I'm probably just going to be sight reading the track and doing horribly. Having a slight idea of what should be coming next is better than nothing.
This guy's giving me driving too slow citations.
Ugh. Thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Oh, that was poorly done. We're getting around.
So what do you think the hardest part of learning tandem is?
Ooh. Well, there's kind of two ways to go about learning tandem. And depending on which way you go about it, at least for me, it determines what's the hard part. You can either become a really solid solo driver who can link basically any track, 10 plus times without ever falling out of drift and ever making like a big mistake, and then try to learn tandem. Or you can basically, as soon as you learn to link like 2 turns, you start trying the tandem with your homies. And those present 2 very different challenges, right? Because like, if you're a solid solo driver, then you're going to be an excellent lead and you're going to have a good idea of how to drive the track. And the biggest part is going to be adapting to a line that's not your own.
Right.
And that was the style that I came at it with, and I was very, capable of dodging accidents because I had a lot of experience controlling my car by myself. And then the other way, if you get straight into it, I think a harder part there is that you're trying to learn a bunch of elements of drifting all at the same time. You're trying to learn how to drive the track without spinning, and you're trying to follow somebody. To me, it doesn't really make sense that you would try to do those at the same time.
Right.
But yeah, I know people who do, so I mean, clearly it's possible.
It took me a year to learn how to drive, behind another car, to even get to the point where I felt comfortable. But I will say this, I spent a year, a full year driving solo, and then near the end of the year, I let a couple people get behind me to kind of get used to the nerve and whatnot. And then the first time that I got behind another car, I did actually pretty good. And again, I don't mean to brag on myself, but it came naturally. So I think that there's much to be said for learning how to drive, even though it looks cool, I want to be a part of what's going on. I think that it's much safer to learn how to drive the car first.
Yeah, I agree.
And just get really good by yourself. Man, this last corner is killing me. I'm sorry. Yeah, what I found crazy about tandem was every time that you kind of level up and get better at chasing another car, every time that you get within your closure space changes by, let's say, 3 to 5 feet. Every time you get 3 to 5 feet closer to the car in front of you, you have to learn something new.
Yeah.
And so it's almost it can get frustrating because you're learning something different every time you get in the car.
Right, you think you've got it figured out.
Yeah.
And then you get, oh man,
sorry, I thought I'd be out of your way.
I thought you would too. That was my bad.
Yeah, and then eventually, when you get close, within a quarter car length of somebody, the mistakes end up in crashes. So that can get really frustrating because the car starts to get ugly in a hurry.
Yeah, you kind of lose the ability to have any escape zone. And that's the thing that I think is the most frustrating and sometimes misleading. And it's going to make it sound like I don't drive hard, because my car is generally kept in pretty good shape. I say that and I'm probably going to ruin it next year. But, when you're not very skilled, you make a lot of mistakes. And as a result, like, the car doesn't really get hurt because you're not going very fast. You know, like, there's not a whole lot that happens. You just spin out going, like, 20 miles an hour. But as you get more skilled, you start pushing harder. And so it's this weird, like, set of opposite graphs, you know. On one hand, the frequency that you make errors is getting less and less. And they're becoming more and more minor. But on the other hand, the safety margin and how hard you're pushing is going higher and higher, to the point where even a small mistake might have you go completely off track, because, you know, where you 2 years ago was going 25 miles an hour, you're now going 45, and like using all the track, and there's just no room for any sort of a mistake.
Sorry, bud. I'm lagging a little bit. If I'm hitting anybody, I do it. But yeah, there was a statistic that I read the other day about like combat missions in World War II, and it was like, yeah, even if you have like a 2% chance of getting shot down, you know, if you fly 100 missions, you know what I mean? Like,
it's gonna happen.
You've been shot down twice, according to the statistic.
Right.
So, you know, even when you get to that point, you know, there is the numbers factor. You are driving a lot. But I think driving with people that you know kind of dampens that a little bit, because if you know kind of what their tendencies are.
We're gonna send it. I'm gonna get you again.
You are not. Oh my god! That was so good, bro. And I wasn't recording. Damn it, man! Like,
I'm gonna try to get it this time.
Hold on 1 second. Let me stop and I'll start my recording. Hold on.
Oh man, that was so good. By request. Thank you for watching, peoples. Oh my god, that was too funny. I am watching the chat, I promise. No, you're fine, I got it.
I'm like, for whatever reason.
I mean, if you want it for yourself, that's fine, but I got it this time. I was ready.
Oh no, I wanna get one from my perspective.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can change on the replays. You can switch the cars around. Of course, like,
really?
I can't see your head motion in VR, but like you can look at other cars. We're gonna go to chat for a little bit. Oh, stretch my back. All right, because I am keeping half an eye on the chat. I promise, guys. As usual, we've got some good discussion in the chat about different wheels. We've also got some excellent discussion about how laggy the stream is. Sorry, it's not my fault. I'm just getting screwed by the internet gods today. It happens sometimes. I'm gonna work on it. Money. Soon. Nice Tandem follow. Thank you. Enjoyed that E30. Yeah, sorry about the internet problems, guys. Bishoy says, hey man, I figured out how to drift the WDT street cars. I just up the pressure in the back and down in the front, which is so strange, the opposite of a real life setup. So yeah, upping the pressure in the back would give you less rear traction, lowering the front typically would give you more front traction. So you know, it just depends. There's a lot to it. Hallowed Wolf went to bed. See you, man. Thank you for checking out the stream. Hope we'll see you again. Asphalt feels bad. Started playing Assetto right on. Doshi, there you go. I flew off the track like in our Top Gun clip. It was a good time too. Hell yeah. Rally is awesome. Tied with drifting. Yeah, Rally is really cool. I wish that there was more coverage of rally events here in the States. You know, like when I was growing up and I had time and I actually watched TV, which I haven't paid for cable TV ever since I moved out, but I used to watch any racing I could find. You know, like NASCAR would be on, I'd watch it. If I found actual like touring cars, I was stoked and I would watch that, or any F1 stuff, but there's so little coverage and it was incredibly rare to find rally stuff, so I wish that there was a little bit more coverage there. Takumi says, Akine's downhill is one heck of a beast. I have done a little bit, that's true. Yeah, everybody's pointing out that the stream is a little bit laggy, sorry about that. What actually, it's just that we're in the we're in the snow. It just looks like we're not going anywhere, but we're actually not. That's what it is. Yeah, man, I got you again with the jump. That was great. I could see your name, so I'm like, hey.
Yeah, I was like, you like blocked out the sun for a second. That's pretty good.
Noah says, how can you teleport to pits without having to stop? And John, this is for you too, but we're not going to get into actually installing it. There is a free tool called Content Manager that lets you modify and easily install Assetto Corsa tracks and cars, and it's basically a different launcher. So you've got the Steam launcher that's like vanilla Assetto, and then you've got Content Manager, which is its own launcher, and it's got extra options that you can't configure in the base game. So you can configure a button to teleport to pits even when you're moving, even if you're flying through the air like I was, which is pretty handy. So Noah, look up Content Manager, and when you install it, you can go into the settings for your buttons. There's a series of settings. I can read them off to you real quick. So it's like settings, Assetto Corsa controls, and then you'll have a series. You have axes, which is like your wheel and your brakes and stuff. Then you got one called buttons, and you've got one called system. And system is the one where teleport to pits is an option. I am also going to make a series of videos on Content Manager because it's so good that, like, if you bother to play with mods, you should definitely obtain it. So good.
It has made my life considerably easier.
Did you get Content Manager already?
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, derp, because you had shaders pack figured out.
I was going to say, we had this conversation, Ben.
Yeah, so now you know you can just drop your car mods onto Content Manager and it'll install them automatically, right?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, like just anywhere on the screen, just drag them from your desktop into it, even zipped. You don't even have to unzip them. And then it's got the little 3-bar menu up near the minimize and like maximize buttons. There's like little 3 bars, and when you drop a car or track on there, it'll turn green. You can click it and hit install, and it'll put it in all the right places for you, and you won't have to do anything. It's freaking amazing. Like, that alone is why I like it. It's got a lot of other great features too, though. Bashoy says, try the DCGP 650 Summer Cars Best Pack. I will have to give that a shot. Canadian, do you ever move your shifter to the other side? The next time that I'm planning to go back to Japan and drift, I will definitely practice with the shifter and e-brake on the other side. But I haven't built like a shelf on that side, so I'd have to move my stuff around a little bit. I've drifted right-hand drive cars before, though. And once you're used to it, it's fine, but it's kind of like not confidence inspiring at first for the e-brake to be on the opposite side and using your offhand for it. It's a little weird for a minute, and it messes with your head when you're driving. All right, dude, you really got to try this Lada.
Try this what?
The Lada car, the 2101 and 2102.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they feel great. They feel great.
This 86 feels a lot better than that JZX90 did.
All right, I'm gonna hop back in with an 86 then. Hey, there's old Tokyo Auto Salon clips. Back when I had a potato camera. Oh, you got it? Okay, cool. So what big events are you hoping to hit in 2020?
Well, it's kind of funny you say that because Drew and Justin really wanted to go to US Air.
Right.
And that was kind of my, like, catalyst to put a motor in the car so that I can go and actually, like, really enjoy it. And then they were like, well, we need cages to go there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like how the tables have turned, you know. But, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to go to UIB next year for sure. And, I don't know, maybe a Lone Star event. Like, Police Academy looks fun.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to drive Police Academy. I'd like to drive Harris Hill with him too, although I might die. I don't know if my car's got enough power.
I feel like I would die. I mean, I don't know.
Like I would be down. FD, you're very consistent. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, we're gonna try out this AE Hachiroke. Clearly, this is not how we get on the track.
If you plan on going to Police Academy, I'll make the 10-hour drive to Houston. I'll go.
I got stuck. Kame stop. It actually reset me. Well, because I was pitted, and I don't know how to get on the track, and I tried to just go over the edge, but I was going too slow. Alright, how weird is it driving this 8.6? Oh god, I'm not ready. Alright, so that's first gear. This thing sounds like it's supercharged.
Yeah, I know, I noticed that.
There you are.
I've just been staying in second the whole time.
Yeah, I think I go up to third in one spot on this track, but I don't think you have to. Canadian says, makes sense to have your right hand doing all the work. Chat break screen still up. Hey, I finally... Every stream I make it a point to accidentally on purpose leave the chat break screen up. So we're just going to drift. Nope, I can't do that at the same time. Here we go. How's that? Alright. Thank you. Sorry. I'm not using mine. I'm using OBS right now. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can't get back behind you. Thank you, Matt, for letting me know about that, by the way.
I'll wait on you over here.
Yeah, I'll come through the, This is me in the white 8.6. I see you coming up.
Are you sitting in, like, the infield?
Yep.
Okay. I had to scratch my eye.
Ah. Then that'd be our life, though.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna be the Hachiroku brothers.
Dude, what did you think of the Initial D, like, live action?
Oh, man.
Like,
I was so disappointed.
Really?
Yeah, I did not enjoy it. The one thing that I liked was it made an attempt to show the relationship between Bunta and Takumi in, like, a way that was just interesting, you know, like, just a hard-ass, tough dad who's got drinking problems and, like, has a hard time seeing his son get interested in this chick when he knows that, like, it's probably going to go the same way as it must have for him. Like, I thought that was pretty cool. And that's something they don't really go into in the anime at all. I'd really like to see, like, a series on young Bunta.
You know, I don't know. Like, all Asian filmmaking is, but, or like, live action filmmaking, I should say. I didn't not enjoy it. I thought it was fun to watch. But then again, I'm not like I'm not one of the anime, like, diehard fanboys either, so.
It was a good attempt, but it just didn't do it for me.
I think the sea break is about to give up the ghost.
Oh no. It is 7 a.m. in Egypt. Did you know that?
I had no idea.
We have viewers in Egypt. What is up, Egypt? Heck yeah. Didn't know there were other Irish people in chat. Right on. We got some Irish folks too.
Dude, Irish folks are badass.
For real, Irish drifting is pretty cool. Nico Brown says, why is my FOV so close? Unfortunately, we are learning that my streaming computer, which is also my Assetto computer, is not able to render all three screens in-game and all three screens in stream as well. So I'm having skipped frames. So my field of view is really close because I'm on triples, and that is how close it is on my central monitor, which is about all that you guys can see. But I have two more monitors on each side, well, one on each side, that is enabling me to see where I'm going a whole lot more. Although I can drive on a single monitor like this, I'm just not as aggressive because I don't know when I'm about to run into somebody. So yeah, I'm going to have to figure out what to do about that. I will experiment with settings over the next couple of streams. I may have to turn my bitrate down even more, which I'm afraid is going to be really grainy and bad looking. But I know that you guys will let me know, and we will figure it out together over the next couple of weeks. Meanwhile, I've also got to get my internet service provider to quit being so worthless and provide me with better internet.
I'm having a weird, like,
Gripped
I'm
up right there,
slowing
kind of weird, yeah.
Yeah. Dead.
Here, we'll go to the left.
Yeah.
Oh, pop my neck real quick.
Dude, I'm afraid to pop my neck right now. I might break something.
That sounds cool. Egyptian people are badass. We drift old 70s and 80s family rear-wheel drive cars. That sounds sick as hell. I want to see that. I want to go now.
Dude, like, the Middle East and Russia are two places that I feel like get slept on so hard when it comes to drifting.
Oh man, if somebody had a car that like would let me drive and I wasn't, I don't know. It helps that I know Japanese, so like I'm all about going to Japan all the time. But I need to do like a drift tour. I just don't have the money yet. I need to grow the channel more or get a better job or do something.
What scares me about Russia is two things. One, and not that I have anything against Russians, but I feel like I may or may not get kidnapped. And like if you get caught
just
by the
because you're
police,
American.
Yeah, but I mean like if you get caught by the police, what do they do? Like shoot you? I mean, I don't know, dude. Russians don't play. Like you get caught street drifting, I'm sure that's a big deal.
I wonder. How big of a deal is it? Somebody will let us know, if not in live chat, then in the comments later.
What about in Egypt? I'm curious. Like, what do they, I mean, did they cane you or something?
Well, I don't know about all that, but Bishoy, let us know.
No, I've seen people at, like, the pyramids get their ass beat. I'm serious. Like, they reach up and touch something up to somebody, like, legitimately comes over and you know, like, slaps them with something.
I mean, that might make the drift scene better here in the States.
Yeah.
Just imagine somebody manjis the straight and dude straight up hurls a tire at them. No, I'm all about it. I don't care if you manji the straight or not. As long as you make it flow well, it's all good.
Ben, I thought we were friends.
What? You can't not manji the straight in your little KA. Shut up.
Oh. That's when you see me. I just had to pull third gear and just like enter as fast as I can.
Well, yeah.
But no, I am curious how bad the laws in Egypt are. Like, are they lax on that, or like in Japan? It's kind of a big deal, isn't it?
I mean, I guess so, but there's really so few officers in Japan. Like, you're not gonna go drifting in Tokyo like in Fast and Furious 3.
Right.
Like, you're gonna be out in the sticks, and honestly, like, if you're drifting in the sticks, there's probably no cops to catch you. The downside is, if you, like, break down, you're probably going to be there for, like, the next 20 hours while you wait for somebody to pass by.
Oh, sorry.
Whoop.
Head on.
Canadian asks, have I drifted in snow in real life? Yes, I have. It is really easy, but it's also really weird because, like, if you're skilled at drifting in the dry, at least for me, I always find that I go, like, way too fast for a good while before I realize, like, oh yeah, I don't have any traction. What I really want to try is snow drifting with studded tires, or, like, tires with the screws in them. I've got a buddy in Canada who, in theory, is down to do some ice drifting at some point.
You know, Drew tried some studded tires.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that in one of your videos.
Yeah, he did. And he hated them.
He did them on the dry too, though, didn't he?
Yeah, like regular pavement.
I mean, yeah, obviously. Oh,
but,
shit.
See, this pristine Corolla.
I'm going back to get that Lada. That car's too cool.
You're gonna make me get out and go get it.
You got to, dude. It is awesome.
I might here in a minute.
They're totally available. Nobody's in one at all.
Yeah, we were, like, the idea was, with the studded tires and the dry, is that they would last forever because they're so, like, hard, you know?
Right.
But he said they were just, like, they were not grippy at all.
Yeah, that's the other side to it, right? The compound is probably not designed to be heated up, so that probably has no grip whatsoever, and I would have thought it would come apart quick. Hey, it's Terrell. How's it going, dude? Welcome back to the stream. Alright, so we've got our answer. Well, I just got to find it. Bishoy says, search Pugio 504 Drift Egypt on YouTube. And we don't snow like Russia. We have no police here. You can only get tickets, or if the officer is hella strict, they will take your license. But unlike in the USA, we can get them back after paying the tickets. So that's kind of cool. They'll like suspend your license until you pay a fine, basically.
That's not bad. Yeah, no, in the US,
right.
dude, if they take your license,
you're screwed if they take your license here. It's like kiss driving goodbye for a year or something crazy.
Yeah, at least a year. It's not too bad though.
Arc10 asks, what's the tapping noise? It's quite possibly my pedals are getting picked up by the mic. I'm not 100% sure. Takumi says, I don't like drifting in the snow like I can. It's just annoying. Yeah, I kind of get it. Like, when you're really solid at drifting in the dry and that's what you prefer, it's so different that it sucks to not be good at it. And, like, I'm not good at it at first. After a while, it takes a long time. FD says they have snowdrift events in Poland. I really want to do some snowdrifting.
Good old Petrovicic.
Yup. Back to Egypt.
He's Polish, isn't he?
Maybe?
I think he is.
Yeah, he might be. But Shoy says if the officer is corrupted and like 90% here are, 50 pounds will get them to basically let it go.
Let you go.
Yeah. We don't have police officers patrolling the street. We have roadblocks for checking license and registration. Okay.
Oh. So as long as the car doesn't smell like rubber, you're fine.
Yeah. Ice drifting, but I end up in the lake. My title prediction if I do go out there. Oh man, Doshi with the hard shade. He thinks I'm gonna send it right into the lake. I mean, I probably would.
Well, if it's frozen, it's onto the lake, right?
There's your clickbait title. Alright, we gotta send it one more again. Through the trees. 4th gear. Whee!
There. You got some pretty good distance.
Yeah, I felt good about that. Everybody's so worried about coursing out, but I'm over here trying to course in.
What's like the worst time that you've ever driven off track?
Here you guys are. I'm not in the way, am I? Well, no, if my face gets taken off. Almost. My worst course out was actually about 2 or 3 years ago. I was at OMC, and it was exactly what we were just talking about, where like you just get so good that that you have no margin for error. So then as soon as any small mistake happens, you're like screwed.
Right.
I'd been driving really good this event, just so solid, no mistakes, and I was pushing harder and harder and finding more speed in the track. And even though drifting is like about more of a style thing, for me, if you're drifting slow, you need to stop. Like, that's not the point. Like, I try to go as fast as I can. If I'm not using the foot brake, not left foot brake, but straight up foot brake to keep from flying off the track at the turns, then I'm going too slow. Or my car doesn't have enough power. So, like, I'm all about going as fast as I can while I drift.
Yeah, no, I feel that for sure.
And so, I was going faster and faster through one section of the track, and it was going great. And I thought that I just messed up, and I mean, I did, but I went back and watched the video later and discovered, because it's on the channel, that my wheel hung up, like the counter steer just stopped randomly when I was transitioning down this straightaway. And it's one of the faster sections of the track. I was at the top of 2nd. So the steering hung up, and I tried to reinitiate, just out of habit, basically. I didn't really think.
Right.
And I should have bailed, because when I reinitiated, it was too late, and I basically got the car. It was in drift sideways, but it started to walk off the track, and they have tire barriers at OMC. The kind that suck you in if you hit the back of the car into the middle.
Oh, yeah.
And so, sure enough, my wife was with me, and we had the windows down. Like, it was not ideal. So I told her, I was like, we're going in. And she was like, she told me later that she didn't believe me. And I had to explain to her.
I think I've seen that video, actually.
Yeah, I had to explain to her, like, no, if I say we're going in, like, make sure your hands are inside, look away from thing that we're heading at, like, we're going in. I'm pretty confident in my driving, and I'm equally confident when I'm going to crash. Like, my predictions are on point. So, yeah.
That's funny.
I mean, back of the car hit the tires, sucked the entire side in. Tires went like as high as the roof. It was bad. I'm just happy that she didn't get hit with something. Nobody got hurt. It was all good. She was pissed, but more pissed that I'm wiped out like a noob. So, she's been riding with me for years, and I've never wiped with her in the car. Really, I don't wipe even without her in the car very often.
It's funny you mention that because the worst time that I ever went off, I had a me too, and I, for whatever reason, dude, as soon as I get, you know, like, I love giving people ride-alongs, but for whatever reason, man, when there's a good-looking girl riding with me, dude, I suck it up bad. Like, I don't know if you saw my last video in Memphis, but I had my girlfriend at the time. We dated for like 3 months, but anyway, I brought her to a drift event, and dude, I was like my second lap out, I was this, and was trying to do a 360 entry, and like totally like butchered it. Oh god, like I just butchered that.
Well, at least going for a 360 entry. That's pretty ballsy, though.
Well, I mean, I've done it at that track 100 times. You know what I mean? And
yeah, that's true. I've seen video of you doing that.
And like, anyway, but yeah, no, we were at an event in Louisiana, and they had like 3 tracks. There was like a little peanut, and then there was like a bigger, more technical course, and then at the end of the drag strip, like the access road, when you get off the drag strip, you would like enter into that and then like slide out onto the finish line of the drag strip. And that was really cool because if you were like trying to learn how to manji or something, you could actually manji back down the drag strip. Like, it was actually pretty cool.
That'd be fun.
But
I would do that once or twice.
I'd done that 2 or 3 times, and the entry is weird because there's like concrete barriers in odd places.
Oh, sorry.
And I followed Drew into that corner.
Damn it.
And Drew like did some like gnarly ass like backwards entry. Like, it was actually one of the more like ballsy things I've ever seen him do. And I followed him into it, and he like managed to pull it off where he like just barely didn't go off track, and I like flew off track violently. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like thinking, yeah, I went off the track backwards at about 40.
Ooh.
And like into like, dude, there was a field like I thought that there might be like a irrigation
fence or
ditch
something
there.
Yeah.
And there were trees. Like, I went between 2 trees. Like, it was bad. Like, it could have been way worse. But yeah, I got really lucky. Drew said that he was just like, all I saw was headlights. I was like,
man.
yeah, I was like, dude, that scared me. We ended up just like, it's just like out in a field with tall grass, but I didn't know what was about to happen.
That's the worst, if you do go off and you're like, I don't know if there's like a light in the ground. Like, we did autocrosses at an airport. Oh,
right.
Dude, somebody coursed out at this airport. It was grip driving, but still, they wiped, and holy crap. Like, they hit one of the taxi lights that's like in a cement block in the ground.
Oh no.
Oh, it totaled their car so bad.
Yeah, that sounds, now that I like think about it, that sounds like the most.
Because you know
like,
about the structure to those.
Yeah, because I work at an airport.
Yeah.
But
stuff is
that sounds
shit.
like the most like country ass like backwards hick thing I've ever said. Like, oh yeah, I just spun out into a field. Like, but like the problem is like all of our venues are kind of like that, and when you go off, like, dude, you don't know if there's a ditch or a stump or God only knows what, you know.
You for real don't.
And yeah, dude, it's but funny you say that. I've only seen 1 car get totaled. Well, I take that back. I've seen 2 cars get totaled at drift events, but one of them was at that same event that I bailed out at, and it was a brand new Camaro. And these people were out there sliding, and they like transitioned the car real hard, and all the airbags went off. Like they didn't even do anything wrong. The car was just like, nope. Like, we're having an accident.
That's funny. One of my friends here, actually our event organizer for Full Lock Drift, he was drifting his Camaro and the airbags went off.
Does he have that red one?
He's got a black one.
Or a black one? Yeah, that's right. I knew that.
Yep. Hopping into comments. You got a comment. Who was it from? Noah says, John, your S14.5 looks sick AF. I love seeing it drift out there.
Aw, thanks, man.
It does look really good.
Like, you still look really good.
I still think it looks really good.
You haven't seen it recently.
That's fair. I actually haven't.
Yeah. It's going back to paint here in a couple of weeks.
Arc10 says LFS or Assetto. For me, it's Assetto all the way. I do think LFS is a really good driving simulator, and it's got a good physics model, but the tracks are so much nicer in AC. The car actual models, it's just really fun, and I just really enjoy Assetto a lot. I do like LFS though, no lie. I just haven't played it for all that much. Coop, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. XD Rain and Orange says, in Norway we drift on frozen lakes. Heck yeah, I want to. Dukes of Alaska. Does anyone drift on Assetto on PS4 with the wheel? Yeah, we got folks on my Discord that drift on PS4. The link's down in the description. Hop in and just ask that in AC. Just do at PlayStation, and you'll get all the PlayStation folks. ETH Z GoPro YT. Hey Kame, what is up, dude? Welcome to the stream. Bashoy in Egypt says, man, I got like 70 old 70s cars that got a 2-liter engine, 107 screaming horsepower, and a manual transmission. What do you think I should do after welding the diff and getting cut knuckles to make it a better drifter? And next year he's going to swap a Beamer M50 into it. I mean, if you've got cut knuckles already, I'm assuming that you've got your welded diff. There's not a whole lot else that like you have to have. I would be looking at your alignment really closely and making sure that when you're at lock, your tire contact patch is good. So a lot of McPherson strut cars, which is going to be like your 80s and 90s machines for sure. I don't know about 70s steering tech so much, but the tires have a ton of camber gain when you're at lock. And so if you don't have that dialed out, then when you steer to lock, the tires are going to lean. And like, let's say you steer to the right, the tires are going to lean to the right off when viewed from the front. And the idea for that is the car is going to lean to the left from gravity. So it's going to make you have good contact patch. But in drifting, the weight shift happens the other way. So the tires are leaning this way and the car is leaning that way. And you get terrible front traction. And you spin out a lot more that way. So I would say check out your alignment. Make sure that you've got the amount of static camber that you want to get the contact patch that you need at like 80% of your lock or 75% of your lock, where you'll spend a lot of your time. That's always a really good, easy mod to do. And outside of that, a seat goes a long way in making you feel so secure in the car, and it ups your confidence as a driver, I think, a lot. What do you think, John?
The seats 100% will make the difference between. It gives you one less thing to worry about inside the cockpit. Yeah,
exactly. You don't realize how tense you get holding yourself in the car until you get a seat, and then you're like, oh, this is so effortless by comparison.
And it makes you, like, as a passenger seat too, I've heard this more than once, like, somebody will ride with somebody else and be like, dude, you're not a very good driver because so-and-so was way smoother, and you, like, throw the car so hard. And I'm like, well, we're actually driving the same, you're just in a stock seat as compared to a, whatever. Yeah, you will, like, if your passenger seat has got a stock seat, you will beat the brains out of your passenger. That's a thing.
I actually had somebody ride with me that I've got a stock passenger seat. I'm so mean to my passengers.
Dude, me too, bro. Like, mine get the full experience, bro. Like,
exactly.
they get the broken glass and the exhaust fumes and all that good stuff.
They do. So, like, actually, I know that from driving your car. Like, street driving it back when my car died that one time.
You drove it for like an hour straight.
Yeah.
I remember after you got in it to drive it, I was like, man, he's going to think way less of me after he spends more than 10 minutes in that car. Like,
it's the reverse, actually. I thought way more of you because I'm like, damn, you're drifting in this? This is amazing.
Oh, no, my feelings. What did you say? Like, you got out of it, and I was like, what'd you think? And you were like, yeah, you definitely need... And I forget the list, but it was long.
It was long and distinguished.
Yeah, very distinguished.
We got to get our Top Gun references going on. We got to practice those.
Yeah.
You know there's a Top Gun stream coming.
Goose is spelled with 2 O's, boys.
On the hunt for doors, and this is a target-rich environment.
Oh, I've got that one Top Gun like video meme that I need to post. That I still haven't. The one that I sent you.
Oh my god, you've not posted that?
No, I haven't posted it.
Damn it, I need to steal that from you if you don't post it in the next...
I will definitely post it
All right.
next week.
Alright. I'm gonna give you a month if you've not posted it.
It's funny because I was at work and I thought of that, and I was like, huh. So I got home and made it, and I was laughing. Wait, dude, that shit hits different at 3 a.m. when you put it together for the first time, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I was like dying.
I was so impressed by your creativity on that, and then I came up with one. I'll tell you about it off stream because I want it to be a surprise for everybody.
Okay. It's not that same scene, is it?
Oh god, no! It's a whole different movie. But like, I was dying so hard when I realized how well it's gonna play.
Dude, isn't that like the best? I don't know, man. And like you think of it, and then you make it, and then I have to send it to like 2 or 3 people to like gauge reactions.
Yeah,
because I don't know if it's actually funny or not. Oh, sorry, guys.
Oh,
what are you driving, Ben? Oh,
I'm in this blue car right next to you.
Oh, shit, my bad.
Oh, you're fine. I was trying to let you get in front of me, and I was like, yes, that was perfect. But I think you got spooked because I was like gripped up and stuff.
No, like for whatever reason, the car like it's something weird.
This turn right here is weirdly hard for me.
Dude, this is the one part of this track that I'm struggling with.
Legit, I breathe onto the foot brake right there, and it helps a ton.
I'm like slamming on the foot brake.
You got to do it early.
Yeah.
Like before the transition even happens.
And then right here, I always lose it.
Oh man, I hear that squeaky. That's what somebody asked what the squeak was. It's your brake pedal.
Oh, that's my brake pedal. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Ooh. Get one of my boys out here with some WD-40 and get that fixed.
There you go. Noah says, I got some sick pics at Shroud forever ago of your car and also Drew in the SN95.
Oh, cool. Nobody ever, like, it sucks because every time that we travel, and I mean, it doesn't suck, but
it's just, for whatever reason, yeah, it's like, just a thing. People, like the media guys, don't really pay your out-of-town guys. You know, they're more interested about the local guys, which is understandable for sure. Yeah.
I know I was when I did it.
Yeah, it's fair. You know what you're getting with the local guys, and you know who...
And, like, you know when to have the camera on. You know, they're like, oh, Ben Gibson's coming in, he's a good driver. Like,
right.
Dude, you talk about getting thrown around inside of a car. You ride with Ben, boy howdy. Like, that's an experience there.
Yeah, everybody's got their own style, man. People ride with me, and, like, they don't even need to hold on to anything. They can just have their hands in their lap, stock seat belt, stock seat. My weight shift, when I'm, like, familiar with the track, is so smooth. You don't even notice, hardly.
Yeah, I know. It's like driving on glass, and I'm so jealous. I wish my shit was like that.
It just depends. I mean, it's a mix of car setup, but mostly inputs. That's just how I drive. I feel like a lot of people don't think that's cool. They want the super snappy stuff. But, like, I like to make it look effortless when I can.
I like to put people in their freaking seat, man. You know, I like to be going fast enough that they feel like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the way I like driving, is when you can actually feel the forward momentum just as much as you do the sideways.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
There it is. If I can not screw this up.
You're good.
Oh.
That was me this time. Hey, you kept in it, though. Good.
No, dude, don't jinx me, damn it.
You're alright. You're alright. I'm coming in the side here. Oh, yeah. I thought I was going into you for
What
sure.
year did you graduate high school? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, my God. I'm so old. 2002.
Oh, okay. My dad graduated in 84. And it's funny
I feel like you're going to be like 2000.
No, I
84. I was born in 84.
You're such like a... I don't know. You're such a Top Gun fan. My dad, you know, remembered it coming out in theaters. and was like, he went and saw it like 5 times. I was going to ask you how many times he saw it in theaters.
I did not get to see it. No, you're fine. I didn't get to see it in theaters, but like my dad got it on VHS, and I watched it every weekend for like a year or two.
I bought the DVD and watched it an unhealthy amount of times for sure. It's kind of hard to watch now, though. Like,
it's such a different time.
Yeah.
I did not realize like how much of an asshole Maverick is.
Dude, and like he kind of is that way in the new trailers too. Like
he is.
Looks like,
yeah.
You know, flying between people and shit like that. And
I really liked, I didn't think I'd be invited back, and he's like, they're called orders.
They're called orders.
That was smooth. That was smooth as fuck.
Yeah. I'm stoked for it for sure. I'm gonna go to the IMAX. I'm gonna go to an IMAX and see it.
Oh, that'll be sweet, bro. I'm torn about whether or not I should make some Kame Trick merch, because it has the same number of characters as Maverick.
Oh, really?
So I want to make, like, I think my next helmet is going to be done up with,
Oh, yes, like the livery. Yeah. You should. Have you seen those Star Wars, like the X-Wing pilot helmets, those like open face jobs?
Yeah.
Dude, I kind of want one of those, to be honest. I think that'd be kind of cool.
You could make one. That's true. Oh. Noah. I think that's, yeah.
So I never, like, I probably talked too much. Who are your favorite drivers? We had that conversation earlier.
I like Chelsea a lot. I like, I really respect Osbo and James Dean in the fact that they're just like so consistent and so solid. Even if they don't have like the most outrageous and audacious styles, like as a fellow driver, like that's what I aspire to, is somebody who's just so consistent that they can go out there and, I mean, they'll win on their own skill, but they can also almost just go out there and like let the other guy mess up and throw it away,
right?
Basically,
for sure.
And as a competitor, that's kind of what you want to aspire to. Not to be so consistent that you're boring, but to just be rock solid. But similar to you, man. Forrest Wang is pretty cool. Ryan Literal is a really nice guy as well as being a ripper. Chelsea is probably my spirit animal in terms of like the way I want to be perceived, but I'm not actually.
Yeah, no,
he's so
rad.
Sure. And I'm just like a drift gentleman, very, very standard, not as rowdy. Wow, you're so slow when you're in the rough over here. I was gonna follow you, and I'm like a turn behind now.
Yeah, dude, I saw Literal's car at SEMA, and Jesus Christ, where's reverse? Anyway, I saw Literal's car at SEMA, and dude, like the next day or 2 days later, he posted a video at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and he like tore the quarter panel off the car, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know how you can...
just looked so good a second ago.
Yeah, and dude, like his car interior is like really cool. His start button is like a legit like arcade game start button, like a Street Fighter. Like it's awesome.
I've never thought about that, but that would be fun. Like what kind of
I
arcade
got that
game?
idea from him, and I'm definitely doing it.
I dig it. I would put in the quarter slots next to it. Just put a little.
Oh, that would be really cool. Actually,
I would just duct tape and Sharpie like tips onto it.
Yeah.
For my passenger, just stick it right in the dash.
Quarters, I accept quarters. All right, hey, here's a topic of conversation. What do you think if the venue charges for ride-alongs? What's your opinion on that?
The venue charging?
Yeah, like if you want to ride along, you can ride with whoever you want, but it's like a $5 or $2. Like I would say, like even $1 or $2. But some places are like $5 a ride along, but you pay the driver. Like the venue doesn't get the money, but the driver does.
Okay, I thought you were saying specifically the venue, and I was like, I'm not sure I like that.
No, I don't like that either. But I've been to places that do that.
As far as places where the driver gets the money, or like if the the venue you could pay for a ride along access and then still pay the drivers or something. I don't know. If there were a way to make it work, I don't mind if the venue gets some money out of it too. But
Right. So
I like the idea of the drivers being able to make money. As much as I like the idea of just sharing the love of drifting with people for free too, or for the $10 spectator fee. It's dirt cheap to be able to have crazy experiences and possibly get your ass handed to you and end up in a hospital in a drift car. Like,
yeah, no, for sure.
It kind of goes both ways.
I'm all about that because like a ride along changed my life. You know what I mean? Like I rode with somebody and like it instantly, like my life went such a different direction than it would have had I not ridden with, with who it was.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, like if you take the dirt track example, right? You know much about dirt track racing?
Only a little bit, but I'm friends with the dirt track driver.
Okay.
He drifts too.
So when you show up at the venue goodness.
And I'm getting in there too.
when you show up at the venue to drive at a dirt track event, as a driver, all you have to do is pay your pit pass, which is like $30, right?
Right.
And then you drive for free. There is no fee to drive per se. And whoever comes in last place is making like at minimum $100.
Really?
$200. So like regardless of where you place, the venue pays you because you are the show. You are the reason people show up.
That's true.
Right?
100%
so like
true.
A drift event, first of all, like drift events don't make enough money to do that, and if they ever do, it'll be a long time from now.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely headed the right direction, but right now it's still very much like a labor of love. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So I get that, but setting up something where the driver makes a little bit of money, even if it's like $2 a ride along. I mean, you give 20 ride alongs, that's $40. Like that's half a set of tires or your gas to get there or whatever.
Yeah, that's so true. And like, I don't have too many people go for ride-alongs at the same time. Like, I'll have a line of probably 20 people, and I'll try to get everybody a ride. But I mean, if that was $2 per person, then it's not that much money from any one individual.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And like,
that's also why I have stickers.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like that was a big part of the reason I started selling stickers too. Like the first event I ever took a stickers to, it literally paid my entry fee. And I mean, like, wow, that $3 from you to buy my sticker probably didn't mean much, and you ended up with a sticker. Like, dude, that meant the world to me.
Right.
That you bought a sticker from me.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not only did it like mean a lot, it also helped, me tremendously.
Like financially helped.
Yeah, like it made a difference.
Absolutely.
So little stuff like that. I don't know. While I hate on one hand, I hate to be like, yeah, you have to pay to ride in a car. On the other hand, like $2, I mean, like,
yeah,
I don't see that as an issue. Really.
For what you're getting, it's such a nice thing. I mean, where else can you even ride along with the motorsports drivers, right? I mean, like, you can't just hop in a NASCAR for any amount of money.
Yeah. Like any amount of obtainable money, for sure.
No, like they have the experiences, but I'm talking about actually on the racetrack, racing with other NASCARs where they're going to be swapping paint. I mean, who even wants to do this? With the driver
you want to ride with, like...
Yeah. Like,
for sure.
I mean, in the one hand, I'm also like, what's even wrong with people's heads? Like, how come you want to get in a car with me? Have you seen my videos? Like, yeah, it's going to be rad, but like, we might get hurt straight up. Like, are you sure?
Yeah.
I love it.
I try not to bring that up, but yeah.
I don't either, but I mean, obviously I do on stream, but
it was funny when I was at New Orleans the last time and I had that little accident and the door got like all crushed in.
Yeah.
The people that wanted to ride with me, I'm like, man, you're more than welcome to, but the door doesn't open and there's broken glass everywhere. And you could see it in their face where that aspect kind of became very real for them very quick. Mm-hmm. It was like, oh shit, I'm riding in a shit box with a stranger. But they still got in the car, so whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But me and you have talked more than once about doing like an exhibition event, or something.
Oh yeah.
At like, I always envisioned it at like an air show or the, state fair or something like that. I always thought that would be really cool. But can you imagine, dude? When I was at SEMA, the line to ride with Chelsea DeNofa and Von Gittin Jr. was like 200 people.
Yeah, I believe it.
And they were probably paying $20 a piece to do that.
Hell, it could have been $50.
Yeah, and people will pay it.
Of
And
course.
not to say that they should, and I'm not like trying to make money off of drifting. I'm just, whatever helps me continue the hobby,
Right. You got to find that point of like what people are okay with, and some of that depends on how you communicate it. So like there are people who, if you ask them to contribute something, they're going to be like, what the hell, like, I'm not cool with this. But depending on how you ask and what you're offering and how you communicate the value, like I was just saying, you can't go to literally, I think, any other motorsport on Earth and get in the car with an amateur driver. I mean, granted, yeah, you're taking a little bit of a risk if there's an accident, but if you watch, you see who's good.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't do it if I thought it was dangerous. So, and I do it all the time. I don't get in wrecks. It's like pilots, for commercial aircraft, they wouldn't do it if it was dangerous, even if you're like nervous about flying. But,
Right.
Beyond that, you just have to give people the opportunity. Those who want to do a little extra to support you, there are people out there that just, don't have any way to do it or don't know. So, I don't know. That's something I've been thinking about with the YouTube channel, because I've been doing this channel for, gosh, in earnest, like really aggressively for 3 years probably, and it's only just now starting to kind of like get traction.
Right.
But I often thought about, like, I would see people starting a YouTube channel and they'd have like 50 subscribers and they'd start a Patreon and be asking for donations, and I get it, like that would be really helpful, but that's not really how it works, like you have to build something before you ask for something.
And even then, like, I don't like asking for anything.
Yeah, I
You know
don't
what I
really. Yeah, it's hard.
And, but at the same time, like, I don't know, man. Something about the I don't know. Something about the fact of, like, somewhere like New Orleans, right? I ran into a bunch of your subscribers down in New Orleans. And, like, if they understood and respected the fact, which I'm sure they do, that you drove from Oklahoma City to New Orleans to that, and were nice enough to give them a ride along, you know what I mean? Like, there should be kind of a give and take there. Like, that's different than asking for money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're providing value.
Exactly, a ton of value, especially like if somebody's followed you for any amount of time, like that's special,
Oh yeah.
Like, in my opinion, I don't mean to sound self-righteous or anything, but you get what I mean.
No, I've seen it too. Like, I've had that happen to me. I went out to New Mexico and had some people hit me up that, like, have never, to my knowledge, granted, knowing somebody's YouTube handle versus their real life name is always sort of a impossible task, but people that I don't know that I've ever necessarily communicated with were like, yeah, man, I'm at this event because of your channel, because you were here a year ago, and I've been planning to come to this event. I've got my car. I was like, here, you get a sticker for free, man. Like, that's rad.
Yeah, that is super rad, for sure. I've never had that happen. I've had people, bring up the fact that they followed me, and it was actually kind of funny when I got this new job at the airport. I didn't want to talk about it. Like, I wasn't going to bring it up. I wasn't going to bring it up to the people that I worked with, because I didn't want that whole, like, oh, you need time off, you're going to play with your car kind of thing.
Right.
And, dude, I wasn't there 2 days, and there was a guy that I hadn't worked a shift with yet. He goes, you look really familiar. He said, do you have a YouTube channel? I was like, gosh, damn. Like,
that's
how?
sick.
Like, I've got 400 subscribers. How the hell did you, like, how are you one of them?
Right?
But yeah, that happened.
I kind of feel that way every time I meet somebody that follows the channel. I think to a degree, it's always like that, unless you're like somebody with millions. Oh.
Oh no.
Are you out of gas?
I'm falling.
Oh, there you go. You're gone. Are you spawning back in the?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you want to go back to the first track?
We can. Do you want to go somewhere else, or are you like stuck? Are you committed to stay here?
I'm good. Hey, Bloody Riot is on here. That's one of my IRL buddies from back in Kentucky. What is up, Zeke? How's it going, dude? Oh, let me see. I've been so late on chat. Come over to...
Oh, you're on the other track?
Yeah. Come over to their track. I'm not actually on the track yet, but I'm gonna meet
sure.
you over by like where the tracks connect.
Alright,
I
I'm gonna
see
take
you.
a second and go grab a drink.
Yeah, that's
while you
fine. I'm gonna
hop to go.
respond to chat anyway.
Sounds good.
Oh man, the Kunos cars are legit difficult to drift. It frustrates me that they're not easier to drift compared to the mod cars. Mod cars are, quite frankly, a lot more enjoyable, in my opinion. Let's see. As I try to get the window all set to do chat. Well, I can activate performance mode. I forgot about that. That should help with the rendering. I am running 900 degrees of wheel rotation. Travis, that was me in the S chassis parking it in the hairpins. Those hairpins are tough when you're going this slow. It's really easy to over-rotate. Glad to hear the stream's been running better. Owen is looking to get a 240 soon. That is awesome. 240s are such classic chassis. It's pretty cool to own. I do think there's better stuff out there now that is fairly affordable, but I mean, I love 240s. I'll always be partial to them. If I destroy mine at some point, I may replace it with something different, but they're fun cars. Coop says, thanks. I'll have to create a new Discord account, but I'll definitely join. Right on. We'll look forward to seeing you in there. Heck yeah. Yeah, seat and cage, Terrell, definitely are good things to have. Would I prefer the LSD or a welded diff if price wasn't that much of a deal? Me personally, I use a LSD. I've got a two-way clutch unit. It's actually got carbon clutch pedals. It's a pretty expensive unit by ATS and Across if you're JDM, or Carbonetic here in the United States. And I really like it. It makes a lot more rear traction because it can unlock. So when you're sliding, if you're on power, everything's locked. And a two-way supposedly stays locked off power as well, like when you're heavily on the brakes. But actually, what I find is if I coast a little bit, the diff unlocks and the rear is able to grip up, so I can actually throw the car in even harder than I normally would. It changes the way that you drive, though, so when I go to solid diff cars, it sometimes throws me off for a little bit. Not too long. Sim Invader says, tell your bud to put some lithium grease on the moving parts of his pedals to get rid of the squeak. Dude, you know so much useful stuff. Like, I'm such a experienced real-life driver and, like, sort of shade tree mechanic, but when it comes to sim stuff, I'm alright at computers. Like, I was a gamer growing up, you know, and I enjoy it. I built my own computer, but I just haven't really gone the distance on sim, so thank you. I'll pass that along. That'll help us all out. Bishoy says, fun fact, I got radar hit me doing 180 kilometers per hour, which, yeah, is like 100, 110. I paid a ticket of 150 pounds, which is like $10 for you, and I got my license back. When officers suspend your license, they give you the ticket. That's cool. That's not too bad. Is it just me, or is Bihoku A-Course more fun than main? Like, the first entry is fun on there, but the rest is kind of awkward. Personally, I like the flow of main a little bit more than A-Course, but we're doing both, and we're going back and forth. Bishoy says, I have the ticket. 2-week pass, drive to the station to get it back, but usually arrive at my local station after a month. Right on. Coop, I really need to work on maintaining my manjis. Yeah, being able to like time the manji to put yourself where you want to be and get as far down the track as you want to is a good way to go. This takes practice. Takumi says, did my dad get a new Hachiroku? The guy in the red one is there drifting a good bit like him. A little bit. Have not seen the new Ghostbusters yet. What did you think of it? You should see Dean when he's just doing solo runs on a practice day. Man, I bet so. That's what I'm... Well, I've seen some of his stuff because I work with Formula Drift Race Ops at Texas. RIP to Texas for 2020.
Oh, the feels. I had to come back just for that, didn't I?
You did. Hey, Fran says, with the glasses and general demeanor, I give off a Chelsea type of vibe. Thank you. At least out of the car, right? Takumi heading out. Right, dude. Thank you for checking out the stream. Fran says, he's got the idea. Fran says, drift taxi with a Skyline sedan, triple the passengers and the money.
There you go. Dude, when not to like get off subject or anything, but when Texas did that ride along program at that race at
oh yeah,
TMS, Dude, there were a couple of guys there. The guys that had like the sedans made like $1,200 that day.
I bet so.
Like that's the price of a whole event.
And that's like a Texas guy doing an event like travel, big Pro-Am car, like that would actually pay for 2 or 3 events for me.
I'd probably pay for 2 for me pretty easy. But I'm also paying like, dude, I got a budget $250 just for diesel to go to Stroud.
Yeah, that's tough. Hey, we got a comment for you saying grab some lithium grease and put on those pedals, and you'll get that squeak taken care of. I didn't even think about trying to do that, but
I've got some WD-40 in here. I was just going to do that, but grease is probably a better idea.
Yeah, I mean WD will help a little bit, but the grease.
I'm sorry if it's like bugging everybody.
No, it's good. They're watching my stream. They know that there's going to be some jank stuff.
I thought it was funny in one of your videos you were in keeping up with get a rig shit.
Oh yeah.
I was like, yep.
There you are. I'm gonna let you tuck in here.
And I boogered it up. Hold on, just keep going. I'll catch you when you come back around. Catch you on the flip side.
Coop says, Kame, what's your ultimate goals as far as drifting goes? I mean, I'm kind of living it, man. Like, not to brag, but just having a day job, having a nice car, being able to drive it, going to a couple different states every year and sliding it, making friends all over the country. Like, I have a pretty humble dream as far as that is concerned. Now, I will say, if I can get the whole content and brand thing to take off more, the next step for me would be to have that unlock the opportunity to do more car stuff, you know, because right now I'm basically paying for everything out of pocket, and I'm at the limit of what my budget can support. I cannot do anything more than what I'm already doing. So to be able to both get access to places like maybe invitation-only events through building up my social media, to be able to perhaps offset the cost. Like, I don't have to make money per se, but to offset the cost of going to events would be lovely, because I would go to a lot more. Like I said, I'm like at the limit of what I can afford to do. So that would be kind of a next level goal. I don't really plan to try to go pro or anything like that, though. I'm just happy to go to these, these Matsuri party style events.
Seat time.
What are some of your top goals, John?
I was saying seat time because of those Matsuri events are awesome.
Oh, they can be. If you go to ones that are too big,
like Grid Life, you're not going to drive, but
yeah. And No Coast is super fun, but actually No Coast this year, I spent the first day, like, there was a lot of time where I was just waiting on people to quit spinning out in front of me.
Yeah.
Like, the first session, I think I only linked the track, like, twice, because I had to keep bailing from, like, people. And it's fine, like, I'm not, that's kind of what you get, but I realized that, I'm actually better than, like, I think I'm just okay, but I felt like, I must be pretty good because I'm dodging a ton of people that are wiping out, that are in rad cars at this event.
But, yeah, no, as far as goals, I think that we all, like, anybody that's in the drifting / content creation field,
sorry,
you know, if you can make it to where things are cheaper for you, that would be great. But honestly, like, the one thing that I really like to do, I mean, that I kind of set a goal for, is I really like to blow people's minds with ride-along. I mean, like, dude, the more ride-alongs I can give people, you know what I mean, and like the more experiences I can give people at a drift event, like, dude, that just that makes me happy. You know what I mean? Because some kid is gonna be out there just like me. You know what I mean? And like, I know that we've talked about this before, dude. In like 4 or 5 years, we might have people come up and be like, "You gave me a ride along at this event on this date, and it made me buy a car, and now we should tandem together." You know what I mean? Like,
I've had it happen at this point, dude. It's crazy.
I did it to the guy who I rode with. Well, actually, both of my first 2 ride-alongs, but the second guy was not local. I kind of got out of drifting and got back in drifting, and I was like, man, like, you're not going to believe this, but I rode with you, 4 years ago, and like we should drive together. Like things came full circle.
Yeah,
and
it's
like
so cool.
I think that stuff is so rad.
100%. Yeah, and it's gonna get that way, especially if you document the stuff on your channel. You're gonna have people that find you that you've never even met that get into drifting because of you then.
Yeah.
And that's kind of part of what I've been doing the YouTube stuff for, is to be able to share it with people and grow it more than I actually can at the events I go to.
Right. And like Aaron Losey has this great saying that I've said more than once, and he says, I just want people to love drifting as much as I do.
Yeah,
dude.
100%.
Like, I want people to be able to drive for more than 2 years without getting burnt out, and I would much rather than friendships, rather than friendships than rivalries and all that good stuff. Like, I'm about that. That's my jam.
Yeah. Although I don't get the whole like burning out after 2 years. Like,
I can definitely see why or how people can do it.
I guess so.
I've been to that point, man. It gets tough, bro. When the car breaks 4 events in a row, you know what I mean? And you're just like, fuck. I can't win for losing.
Now that I can see, some of that's bad luck, some of that's just financial difficulties, but I mean, like, I've been drifting for, God, 17 years or something. Like, it just doesn't click for me. I'm like, how do you say that? How would you?
And like, I'm the kind of person, like, when I start to do something, I get like so freaking gung-ho about it that I will just like, I will go to the ends of the earth to make things happen. And with that kind of energy, it's easy to get like extremely frustrated. Jesus, we're playing bumper cars right now.
A little bit.
It's easy to get really frustrated, but at the same time, like Drew selling his Mustang and getting on the drift, I'm like, dude, you have 0 financial issues. You know what I mean? Like, you can afford to do it more than anybody I know.
Yeah.
And you have a great car that's different, that people like. And
yeah,
like,
it's like everything that you want.
You're a pretty decent driver. I mean, I'm not going to say you're... Oh, dude, that was so awesome. Oh! And I goofed it up. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. Did you see that?
Kind of.
That dude did
you were way on the outside.
And he ended up on my door. That was great.
That's cool.
I was recording that, too. Anyhow, like, yeah, I don't get why Drew was like that. Like, he's a good driver. And... everything, but he changes his mind so often. But it kind of hurt my feelings when he sold that car, to be honest. I was like, man, like, I don't have anybody to go do this stuff with anymore,
Yeah, it's nice having somebody that's like right in your area.
It's like, especially, we were talking about burnout rates too. Like, there's people, and people wonder why, like, we don't have a venue in Arkansas, right? Dude, me and like a very small group of people have busted our butts to find a place to go. But the problem is even when we do find a place, dude, like, nobody shows up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's not sustainable.
You complain about it, and then we find a venue, and you guys stop showing up. When we've got 5 cars showing up to an event, like, that's a problem.
Yeah, you can't run an event like that.
Yeah. So when you find somebody local that's like about it, like Drew was, and then he gets out of it, like, it's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah. I can relate. I mean, every single person at a small venue or a small, like, series is a heartbeat that keeps the organization alive. And so if you lose even one, it's like, okay, now we're losing $100 an event. How many events are we going to hold? Knowing that we could be losing $200-300 if their friends don't show up.
I feel like Oklahoma's gotten to the point now where, like, I see a lot of the same people, obviously, but there's a lot of new faces at every event that I go to there.
It's been growing, which is great. Ironically, I think the competition is attracting people.
It's what?
The competition is making more people show up.
I mean, so what are your thoughts on that? That's an interesting topic.
I pretty much go with... I talked about this with Aaron Losey a couple years back, and I go with that pretty heavily. Like, I see Aaron Terrell. You know, he didn't want to do comp events really, but like people were asking for it, and that ended up being like he did it because there was so much demand, and that ended up
Right.
being what grew Lone Star Drift into what it is today.
Right.
So, I mean, the fact of the matter is like, I guess the competition gets people's attention, and like it is good. Everybody wants to know how they stack up, and some people are like super competitive, which is fine. Uh, I like to know how I stack up, but I kind of gauge that through party events. And the fact
Yeah.
that I can pretty much hang with anybody that drives at those events.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I can't really explore that venue because I mean, like, and I don't mean to sound like I'm making excuses, but like, dude, my car just like, it's a drag race and I'd lose it every time. You know what I mean? Like, even like the race to the first corner, I'm gonna get outran by everybody there. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
there are some other stockish cars that show up.
Yeah, I mean, like Ryan Dowden's FRS. Like, I enjoy driving with him because I can keep up. But like, I mean, people like trying to follow Ben or anybody else is like impossible.
Right.
You know. You're not too bad, but I think that's because you kind of like cater to me. But
Trying to eat and drive, it's not going well.
I was trying to pop my back earlier. Like, ooh, Ben.
Dang it. I was trying to sneak out just behind you, but it didn't work.
You snuck up in the middle of us is what happened.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Ultimate Bot 522 says, forever ago, sorry, I got distracted and missed out on reading chat. How did I get into drifting? I don't know if you've heard that story before.
Don't think I have.
Oh man, how would I even explain it? I've got to remember.
Yeah, it was 2 decades ago.
Dude, it was just about. I've like forgotten more than most people have learned at
Back
this
when
point.
Spam was still canned meat.
Hey. Yeah, it was okay to open your spam.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually eaten spam. I would try
Oh,
it.
dude, it's not bad. Especially if you're like really hungry and don't care what you eat.
That's a good descriptor for most things. What did I do? So I was interested in Japanese culture actually before I was interested in drifting. As a kid, I was really interested in art and like visual art, like drawing and stuff. And so, oh, that's just basically parked it. I suck. Whoa, get out of the way.
Move, bitch.
Yeah. There was one point where I was gonna make a clip and use that song, but I didn't want it to seem like I was dissing the guy that was driving with me at the time.
Dude, yeah.
But I'll make it for you, asshole. No. So I was really into art, and I started to get into Japanese art, the old school like woodblock prints and stuff. Eventually discovered, like I was into cars too. I always was growing up with like Matchbox and Hot Wheels and stuff like that, and I'd race them as a child. So like I was always into cars. Dad is into British convertible sports coupes. So he's got like a Jensen Healy that he has. Well, he used to have like 5 of them, but now most of them are parts cars. But he's got one really nice one, and he got me into cars, I guess. But drifting specifically, I got into from that interest in Japanese art initially, which led to watching like manga and anime. And so I started to see drifting around 2000, 2001-ish, in magazines occasionally, and I was into cars at that point. Dad had a 240SX, that he bought because he worked in the mountains. And so he was a coal miner, and he would drive the 240 to work up the side of these mountains all the time. He wanted something fun to drive because it was a boring ass drive he had to do every day. So, yeah, he had a 240. Spoiler alert, it's the 240 that I drive now. And I got into the idea of motorsports driving with that car, but I didn't realize that like drifting was a thing that regular people could do. Like, at the time, the only times I saw drifting, it was guys in like professional cars that were sponsored and they were in driver suits and stuff. So it was gnarly. Kind of Initial D coming out and me discovering it through my interest in Japanese language and culture that made me realize that, oh, like normal people can drift cars too. And so that was it. That's how I got into drifting, was like I already had kind of access to a car that was about right. Oh, damn it. Got spun. Thank you. We have like the entire server doing one massive...
one train. And there's like an inside lane and an outside lane.
I know, it's not even a train. It's a straight up demolition derby. Buddy Riot says, "You old as fuck, bro." That's one of my buddies from back home. He knew me back in high school.
Dude, it's funny that you mentioned that, like talking about like not knowing that regular people drifted. There were guys in high school that would be like, "Dude, we're going drifting this weekend," and my first thought was like, and they weren't, for the record, they were like e-braking through one corner and putting their cars in ditches and shit. But like, at the time, I was like, you don't drift. There's two kinds of people in this world that drift. There's Japanese people, and then there's people that do it for a living. Like, there is no middle ground. Like,
oh, that's gonna be bad. Excuse me, brah. Sorry.
I'm right behind you.
Right
behind you. Oh.
I'm trying to kind of like scoot out the way and give you some room.
No, you're good. You got like 2 car lengths on me.
I see you back there. Noah's going for the 360. Oh, that guy stuffed it up, and then...
Oh, Lord.
Hey, nice dodge. That was a solid bail there. Oh, docking sequence initiated.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. One of those guys I was mentioning that like would say that and like hype it up and stuff. The very first drift event that we ever had in Warren, he showed up, and I was like, oh well, at least he's about it and he's got the right spirit and stuff. And then he was like, he did really badly all day, and then like he went back to school and was like hamming up, talking about like, you know, how good of a driver he was and everything else. Anyway, long story short, like a year later, I got to give him my car. And it was really funny that, like, you know, kind of humbled him a little bit.
Yeah. That's fun. Yeah, Bloody Riot says, I knew him before he was Kame Trick. That's true.
Have you ever, like, legitimately scared somebody in your car, other than your wife?
All the time. I mean, like, people that understand drifting and ride with me don't really get scared, but there's definitely people that are scared by the proximity that I get in tandem, which I don't even get that close. Like, I kind of take my time. Oh, there you went.
I like when people will be like, ask you to like give them pointers. This happens to me every now and then. And you give them a couple of, you know, you ride with them a couple of, and they're like, well, do you want to drive? And, you know, and then you actually like commit and they're like, crap, like,
oh yeah,
you know, because they're like, I don't know, I always find that kind of humorous.
Yeah, my favorite feeling is in that regard is when like somebody has me drive their car and they're like, oh, I didn't know my car could do that. Like,
dude, yeah,
for sure. Like, I thought that I had to have special mods. I didn't know that was just a driver mod, basically.
I remember the very first time that Drew came to Warren, I was kind of worried because I didn't know if he'd like it or not. And he was like, dude, I hate this track, bro. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, the car didn't make enough power. I'm like, man, like, you're still learning. This is like your third event ever. Like, it'll come. You know what I mean? You'll figure it out.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, no, bro, you don't understand. The car doesn't have enough power. And I took him for a lap around I linked the whole track in his car.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, I understand now. Like, you know.
Yeah, because his car makes more power than yours.
More horsepower. I think
Yeah.
I make more torque.
Really?
But, yeah.
He's
Dude,
got a
in my
V6.
dyno video, I made like 100 or foot-pounds, 180 foot-pounds, I should say. I made like 155 wheel.
That is a fair bit.
Yeah, he's got more high-end horsepower, but like in drift, I can catch him for sure.
Hmm. Wendy says, gonna head out. Good driving with you and your bud, especially. Yeah. Thank you for joining the stream, as always. Both being active in game and in the comments section. Oh, that is... Alright. That was chaos, bros. Would I see myself owning a drift school? Absolutely. I would love to have a drift school. I don't know how I could make one profitable. Oh, I just pulled out in front of you guys.
It's all good. We all died.
Did you? Oh, I see you.
Dude, I had left a Dr. Pepper in the freezer before I got on and forgotten about it.
Oh no.
And that ended terribly.
Alright, I want to see you in the door of this car.
Alright, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Ah, see, stuffed it up.
It's hard to do, isn't it?
Yeah, unless you get like in a good sync. But like if you've got somebody outrunning you, it's or if they have a little bit of a head start, you know.
Yeah. Tanner Johnson, what VR should I get for sim racing? The Oculus Rift S? I think that's an excellent option. If you're looking for something fairly affordable, I don't think you would go wrong with picking that up. If you want to spend more money, there's more that you could get. I do go up to third right here sometimes. The extra wheel speed makes me go a bit faster. There it is.
Yeah, I wasn't really sideways.
That's alright, I couldn't tell. And then I'm going to walk you really hard right here because of how I took sort of a funky line. Right, it says keep up the good work, man. I like the channel. I'm gonna head out. I'm actually at work. Oh, there's me reading the comments. Dude, the amount of people who watch the channel while they're at work, I'm like, that's right. If you're not a big fan of your job, watch this channel. Watch the shit out of it. I'm about it. I will encourage you to be a questionable
Yeah, don't let
associate.
capitalism win.
Exactly. Comrade, watch the channel.
We don't need this Mickey Mouse society anyway. No, I'm playing. I love
Same.
America.
Same. I do too. I do too. Definitely don't get caught and get fired from your job. If you serve other people, don't like reduce the quality of service. But if you got downtime at your job and there's nothing else to do, absolutely watch the channel. I'm about it. Yeah. I can see this your spoiler in my rearview mirror.
That's cool.
This car has like a virtual rear view mirror that all the cars do actually that you can set, and so like I've got one set up that way.
Dude, the actual like factory review works really good. Like the mirrors actually work really good on dead.
Oh man, that was gonna be cool.
No. I'm sorry. You I don't know, poured on a bunch of angle. I wasn't ready for it.
Well, it was because dude in front of me did a gnarly 360 entry, and I was trying to match up to him, so I suddenly like slowed the car down in the middle when I wouldn't have normally. Oh man, and it is midnight, folks. We are approaching the end of the stream. As I always do, I'm going to take some questions and respond to chat. We'll do a few more laps, and then we'll wrap up. Right on. Canadian says, okay, we've got good talks about VR stuff, good times. How much is portability worth over 10 extra frames? Yeah, and 2 extra cameras. That's a good point. Tanner says, if I watched it work, I'd get fired. Yeah, it just depends. Just depends. Oh, man. Good times. Alright, we're going to do some closing laps here. Out on the main Bihoku course. I'm seeing a train going around this outside turn, and I'm going to pull off and see if I can't join them. So while I do these last couple of laps, this is your opportunity to ask any final questions, set up any final points of chat before we call it a night. And if you have lasted this long, drop some sort of a comment in. Let me know that you've made it to the end of the stream. Unless I made it to the end of the tire wall, that sucked. Ugh.
That's only a 30-minute long clip. Not too bad, I guess.
This is the last stream of 2019, probably, isn't it?
Oh, no. Don't say it like that, Ben.
I know. I've actually got some regular editing to do, too. What's up?
Yeah, I haven't released a video in like 4 months.
I know, dude. Start doing lives like me, at least you can keep up with weekly that way.
Bro, I can barely play on the computer by myself, much less like set it up for other people.
I hear ya. Alright. Pump the brakes. We gotta get some last handies in.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Alright, here we go. Yeah!
Oh, go!
Oh no.
Ben, this is so unlike you.
Party bullies.
Not gonna work.
That was kind of a backy.
Yeah.
We were fully docked there for one of those. That long turn on the outside bank is sick.
Dude, speaking of docked, did you see that video that the Worthhouse guys did with the 2 BMWs?
I did.
Oh my gosh, bro. Like, I don't even know what to think of that.
That was goofy as hell, but...
Have you seen that meme with Jeff Goldblum? It's like, we were so convinced, we were so worried about whether we could, we didn't stop to think whether we should. You know what I mean?
That is exactly right. I mean, it is cool. I'll give him that, but like... Oh no, it's just sort of like... They're so good, they don't need to do that to get that kind of proximity, so for me it's kind of ironic that they're the ones who came up with that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems like some Hoonigan stuff.
It does. I bet Hoonigan's pissed they didn't think of it.
Yeah, not to say that that's a bad thing, but...
Alright, we're going up to third in the transition. I lost a lot of time in the transition there this time. We're going to see if I can't catch up with that extra wheel speed. The answer looks like a resounding...
Oh, shit.
Nope. I'm just going to match your angle. I wasn't that close to you, but I ended up parking it right next to you because of that. Fourth gear, can we do it? That's a... Nope, we sure can't.
I intentionally went narrow just like make your life harder.
You did it. Oh, just behind. I thought I was gonna get you. Well, I'll just go super tight. Oh my. Sip!
Oh god, dude. I looked over and all I saw was side marker. Oh my god. That's so awesome just to be able to look over and like.
Yeah, that felt good. Ooh, I'm set up for the transition too, if I don't tag you. Noah!
Oh. And, well, I got 5th instead of 3rd, so.
Oh no!
God. Dead. So dead. I guess whoever that was didn't see us.
Oh. Oh snap, I didn't see you there. You were caught up in that sort of Whataburger colored E30 wagon.
Do you guys have Whataburger in Oklahoma?
We sure do.
Do you really?
Yeah!
I'm so jealous, bro. We've got one. Fayetteville. It's 3 hours from here. I personally feel like it's a little overhyped. But I probably get death letters for saying that, but whatever.
I'm kind of that way with In-N-Out. Like, I like In-N-Out, we don't have it here, but people always tell me it's not that good.
You know what I am a fan of, though? Freaking Chick-fil-A.
Oh, man. The only thing I'm not a fan of at Chick-fil-A is the line. Oh, that was sick!
It doesn't matter because they run it like a military operation.
They do.
You know, and you're in and out in like 5 minutes.
Oh, that proximity dough.
Okay, here's something else we can talk about for the 2 minutes that we've got left on here.
Yep.
So, have you noticed that like when you get really close in tandem, like IRL,
Yep.
that to make the transition work, you have to be in an uncomfortable spot. Like your car actually has to be like slightly ahead and really on the inside of the other car to give you room to transition at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I've learned that lesson. So, like, you almost kind of have to quasi pass the person in order to like transition, and you have to be like you're actually not close on the transition. You're like a car length apart, side to side. You know.
I do a little bit different than you apparently.
I'd have to send you some videos and show you, but like for whatever reason, I don't know. It's hard to explain. We'll talk about this later. But like, if you
Shit,
like,
I'm sorry, bro. That was my bad.
If you are on somebody's door and try to transition, and like your front bumper like just barely brushes their back bumper, in order to set that up, it's almost like you have to be like way on the inside of them, and almost I don't know, unnaturally in the wrong spot. It feels like you're more beside them than behind them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do this thing where I back up kind of like in a linear way. So if I'm in a good spot to transition with you, I'm generally putting my tire on like your door, not your front tire and not your rear tire. But what I do is when I sense that the lead car is getting ready to transition, I'll generally let off throttle, or sometimes I'll foot brake a little bit if I need to. And so basically they continue straight ahead.
Right.
And then they complete the transition, but what I do, because I hang back a little bit instead of being beside them, I can actually transition before them so that I then make up the distance by diving back in and getting onto the brake again.
So the way I can best describe what I'm talking about, when you get the car in the right position, which is hard to explain, like when I sense the other car is about to transition, I'll actually give it more gas and like load the car up with a little bit of wheel speed, and then as soon as they transition, I'm already started. You know, I'd say that we like try to transition perfectly without a clutch kick or having to throw the wheel or anything, but like I've loaded the car up with enough wheel speed that when we do transition, I can immediately match their angle.
Yeah.
And while it looks good for like 2 seconds, I usually get gapped. You know what I mean? Like we look good right off the bat, but the car didn't have enough power to like stay there. So I had to like pull angle out of it and figure it out. But I don't know.
Yeah, I tend to find myself doing more of the trying not to get beside them. But when I get beside them, I usually mess up.
Yeah,
like I just have to bail. I don't decide to foot brake hard enough early enough to where I can actually like match them.
Right. I say that like I talk a big game, but I've only done you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
both times, I will say this, both times that I have done it has been a door. Like
Nice.
a legitimate like lifted mark, you know, a tire mark on their door.
Okay.
But even then, like the next turn wasn't as pretty, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like
But
one of those moves where you sacrifice the turn before and after in order to get one really good turn.
right.
Yeah, I've had those where I'm like, this is it, it's perfect, but then I'm so focused on it that I end up like the timing. I just can't be in the perfect place one time and then repeat that another time. Usually I have to be compromising a little bit before and after to stay like as most proximity as possible the whole time. Oh no. And I parked it. Alright. I'm gonna go watch people come down the main straight here. And we'll do our last chat comments. Good driving with you today. Here we go. Oh. All right. Kobori, hello from Tulsa. What's good, brother? Hey, man. Thank you for checking out the stream. Welcome. You have caught the tail end of it, as you probably figured out there based on what we're talking about, but thank you for checking it out. We are streaming every Friday at 9 p.m. Central Time, so that's 9 p.m. your time. Hopefully I'll see you next week as well. An edited video should be out this coming week as well. I've got the video on my triple monitor desk build, which is not super exciting, but it's kind of a neat little hands-on thing. Let's see. Any stream ETAs? Yeah, I mean, Canadian I stream every Friday, 9 p.m. Central Time. MWM Matt says 6:12 a.m. in Ireland. Caught the whole thing. Wish I was in the lobby. Yeah, dude. Thank you for checking it out. Thanks for hanging. Appreciate it. Tanner says, should I get a real wheel to put on my G29? I like having a real wheel on there. I just think it feels nice. But if it causes you to lose buttons that you're used to using, then you might not want to. You can afford to get a cheap wheel if you're on a budget as well. Since you're not in real life, you're going to be getting a lot of G-forces and you're going to be pushing and pulling on the wheel more than you realize, but in sim you won't have that, so a cheap wheel is fine. Homer, sorry, get someone from Simulation Squad next stream. Guys made that park mod. That would be cool. I don't know that I have connections with anybody in Sim Squad right now, but I'll ask my network because I am looking for more folks to have featured. And of course I've got a couple of real life drift buddies and media creators both here in the States and a few in Japan that I can pull in to plug gaps. But I don't know if it'll be maybe every other week, but I'd like to be able to have some more folks on from the community. Tanner says, when did I get into Sim? I got into it last week because I almost crashed my Miata drifting in the rain with no experience. Man, I can relate to that. I can relate to that. I think we all have a story like that. I got into Sim about May or June of this year, so I'm actually really new to Sim. I've been drifting in real life for a long time prior to that, though. Here comes an attempted backy.
Hey, but the first step in solving a problem is admitting that you have one. Good on you for not totaling your...
Yeah, true. If the Miata survived, that's rad. So, yeah, half a year basically, and I'm looking forward to more. I'm really enjoying the Sim during the off-season from the real-life drifting. Plus, so far the Sim hasn't broken. Oh, that was gnarly, dudes. That looked really cool. Nobody can see what happened out the side window but me, but on stream that looked badass. I'm gonna pop over to the video chat just to give us a little something different to look at over here. But yeah, that's how I got into sim, and then what you're watching here kind of gives you an idea of what I'm into in real life that got me into sim. Basically, I wanted a way to drive more and practice more without having to spend extra money, and so this was an excellent way for me to do that. For the Miata, it survived, almost curbed it, and was facing the wrong way in traffic. Yep, I've had that happen.
We've all been there.
Yes, sir. Don't feel bad. Just it's good that you didn't wipe the car because you might not, get to drive it again, basically. But if you keep the car, then it's just good memories to look back on in the future. Coca-Cola really needs to sponsor me. So does any sort of chocolate chip cookie manufacturer. That'd be lovely.
And Fanatec.
True. Fanatec, help me out. I'll quit calling your products Fanatec if you sponsor me.
Diabetes.
Tanner says, how realistic is Assetto Corsa? What do you think, John?
I think it's okay. That's kind of a loaded question. If you have a good setup, if you have proper hardware, it can feel very well. I mean, very good. Ben and I both use it for practice for our IRL driving. So that'll tell you right there. It feels really good. But you can't have some half-assed setup because then it'll feel worse than anything. And I know a lot of drivers who have spent money on stuff and then they kind of half-assed it and been very disappointed because it was half-assed. So if you're gonna do it, and then it'll feel great.
Yeah, I agree completely with that. It kind of depends. You have to ask yourself, do I want to play games with a wheel or do I want to simulate drifting? Because if you just want to play games, get any wheel and it's all right. You can make do with different things, and I'm not a gear snob, but 100%. There are certain things that if you want it to be realistic, you just have to have them. And if I knew a way to do it on the cheap, I would share it with you guys. For me, the way to do it on the cheap was to buy all of this stuff used. Gently used. Dude was moving. He had it packed up for a long time and basically didn't think he was going to have space to set up a sim rig in the place that he was going. So for the foreseeable future, he was out of it. And he just decided to cut his losses because he can always buy new gear. And with direct drive stuff coming out, it's a good opportunity to look for somebody moving up from a belt drive unit to a direct drive unit. Really, you need a belt drive unit in order to get the fast wheel speed for drifting that you see on my sim and in my videos. The biggest tip that I can give is to watch the driver's hands in sim driving footage and then watch real life drifting and watch the driver's hands. If you see good drivers IRL and you look at their hands, it should look like that in sim. And if not, then there's probably an issue with the mod, which OG Franklin pointed out, some mod cars are better than others, and the official Kunos cars, the Kunos drift cars, I don't think they actually feel that good. But yeah, you can see my hands here in this video when it isn't switching clips. And you can see that when I drive in sim, it looks almost exactly the same. So that's what you want to go for, and a belt drive wheel is going to do it. I think it's realistic. I think it's good practice. Noah says, yo, sick runs, John. I'm the guy in the yellow Lada. So he was in game with us as well, the sort of mustard-colored two-door coupe.
Oh, yeah.
Canadian says that was fun. Yeah, man, good times. Worth clicking the bell to drive with you. Hey, thank you. Yeah, we'll be doing this every Friday, and I might set up a new server. Right now I've got a couple of mods. Shout out to Cody and ResDog who have been helping me out, basically running servers and getting everything set. And lately I've been crashing servers of my friends just to bring a little bit more, traffic to their servers. But I might look at getting a server that I actually own and administer myself, so that we can do a little bit more of that. I don't know. Maybe I'll make some sort of a membership-only server or something. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'm fine personally with just crashing at other people's servers and kind of sharing the love and bringing our community all around the internet. But If you want like a place that's just for us, then we can set that up. I just want to share the cost and not eat the cost completely by myself. But that is an option. Tanner says, my brother-in-law drifts in real life, so when I get new wheels and coilovers in my Miata, he will train me. It's really nice having somebody that can give you tips that you have access to all the time. I have a G29 shifter and my e-brake just came in the mail. I bought it all new. Nice. Yeah, that's that's all right. You can definitely look at Wheel Check, which is some sort of a mod that can help get a LEP generator and Wheel Check with Content Manager. If I'm speaking Greek to you, then I'll try to make some videos on this in the future. It'll be 2020, sometime hopefully January. But basically, there's things that I've seen that you can do for your Logitech product to get them to steer a little bit faster, a little bit better. It won't make it as good as a belt wheel, but it will make it better than it is just out of the gate. So, something to check out. Franz do sound great stream, Chelsea. Ha! Thank you, man. Corona Jarhead. Lada for the win. That is a fun car. I really dig it. Rema TV. Servers are super cheap. You're more than welcome to crash ours anytime. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Thank you for hosting tonight. And again, that's Rema from On the Mountain or OTM. They have a Discord. He also is on YouTube as well, and I think he's on Twitch too. So check Rema out. Show him some love. And yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for checking out the stream, hanging with John and me. John, I will see you later. We'll have to get back up to drive a little bit later.
For sure, man. I'd love to hit you up sometime over footage with just the two of us for some YouTube stuff that I'm working on.
Yeah, right on. I am down. Let me know.
So, all right, man. Well, I'll catch you later.
Yep, and we'll hop off stream. We can talk about all the stuff that we don't put out on the air.
That sounds good.
All right, I'll see you guys. Peace.